on me, yes it does. My liver inside really happy right now. He said he's gonna quit his job, but I'll change somehow. But I ain't gonna be here long. Not after it, I'm going. I ain't gonna be here long, long. Ain't gonna be here long. My lungs are all filled with smoking THC. So every time I get to laughing, I start to cough and wheeze. Yes, I do. If I didn't have my cigarette, I'd kill someone. Then it wouldn't matter that the state of Texas won't let me get none. I ain't gonna be here long. Not after it, I'm going. I ain't gonna be here long, long. Ain't gonna be here long. But my heart it sure ain't pumping like it used to do. Lord knows I bump my leg and it turns black and blue. Yes, it does. Now they say that it's unhealthy the way that I live. My liver's gone, my lungs are shot, and my heart's about to heal. But I ain't gonna let that bother me none. 'Cause I'm drinking, smoking, gun to rebel son. I ain't gonna let that bother me none. Oh Lord, 'cause I'm drinking, smoking, gun to rebel son. I ain't gonna be here long. Not after it, I'm going. I ain't gonna be here long, Lord. Ain't gonna be here long. Ain't gonna be here long. No, not after it, I'm going. I ain't gonna be here long, Lord. So I'm drinking, smoking, gun to rebel son.
And welcome to Fren Report Live. This is Fren Report Live number 27. I'm your host, the Walrus. And with me tonight, I have Zara. You gotta unmute.
Oh, hello.
I have Jamie Birch.
Hello.
And we have Johnny Ketamine.
I'm looking at boobies right now and nobody could stop me.
God, degenerate. How does that make you feel, Zara?
I'm okay with
I'm not actually looking at boobies.
it.
I'm
You
just
can.
kidding.
It's better that you look at boobies than penis.
She's got a point.
Yeah.
A real
We will-
patrician
we will
man
not
would be looking at
tolerate
feet.
homosexual degeneracy. Oh
Oh,
yes,
Just a
yeah, show me those
regular-
ankles.
Well,
Oh God, yeah. Those fucking
Let me see them
ankles, dude.
toes, girl. Pop them shoes off. Let me see them toes. I actually know a guy who unironically is into feet. And he'll
It's
say shit
fucking
like
weird,
that
dude.
sometimes. It's hilarious.
I don't, what wire in your brain has, like, what has to happen to you as a child for you to be interested in feet? Like,
I
you
honestly
had to have
don't
seen
know.
something
It's,
somewhere that like flipped a switch. You know, like something.
the
had
funny
to
thing
flip
is
the
he's
switch,
like
and it's
the
just-
most
it's
the most
interesting.
normal guy that I know.
I have a theory, guys. I have
Like-
a theory. I have a theory.
about feet.
Okay.
Okay. So let me tell. I think it's dudes who actually fantasize about dudes. So when they're actually doing stuff to toes, it makes them think like they're doing dude stuff.
And that's just a theory. A foot theory.
That's just
A gay theory.
gay.
I'm
I'm
sorry, I
just
couldn't
saying
help
it.
it.
It could.
I don't think that's correct at all.
You're into feet, aren't you?
No.
You hesitated.
No, of course not.
You hesitated.
What? Feet? Who likes feet?
Someone
I
hesitated.
mean, I like them to be there, but
Yeah, if they don't have feet, it's pretty weird.
Not having feet would be weird, yeah. But
No,
normally
the
I don't
people
think
with-
about them too much.
The people with foot fetish, they do stuff to feet.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Hunter
But I don't
Biden
think
proved that, but
Yeah. I don't think a toe is like a dick, though. I'm just
Hunter
not trying to
Biden
like
proved that with his
poo-poo your
niece.
theory, but
Hunter Biden proved
I
that with
may
his
be
niece.
100% wrong.
oh god, yeah. Did you see those like leaked CNN calls where the dude is like, "Yeah, there might be pedo shit, but we're not going to talk about that."
I haven't seen all of them, but I need to catch up on
I just
those.
saw a little clip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he did a
Yeah.
bunch of little clips, and I haven't watched. I watched the first few, but I haven't watched all of them. But yeah,
And unironically, it's always a Ginsburg or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Steinstein. Or
yes, a
Feinstein.
Steinstein or
Steinstein, sorry.
Yes.
It's a Ginsburg.
what was the
Yeah.
one I was laughing at? Rottenberg.
That's not a real one, right?
No, that was like a real one. I was like, dude, that sounds like a name I would have made up. Rottenberg, Mr. Rottenberg.
Funny. Yeah. So yeah, I only listened to a little bit of it. I mean, James O'Keefe is like, I think his life gets threatened all the time, but they always threaten to sue him. But then he always wins the count. He always wins. Like he's never lost.
Who's that?
James O'Keefe, the guy who does the undercover.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, because he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's got like a whole legal team of lawyers that fucking
Yeah,
make sure he
and
doesn't put out something he's not supposed to, and he does it in the right way and all that good stuff. You know.
He also always gets them to retract, and that's what I love watching. I go to his YouTube just to watch his section called Retracto. And
Yeah. Get that
and
little
then he-
goofy song. Retracto.
Yeah, exactly.
Retraction alpaca.
It's like the best part of his channel is like, and especially that they're humiliated, and then he sends them a llama, like not a real one, like
Oh,
like a
I'm excited for a second there. It's like,
No.
bro, get
Not
me
a
a
real
llama.
no, it's like just a stuffed llama.
Speaking of retractions, have you guys seen like the new the new meme that they're pushing now? Is like, oh, they never stopped counting on election night.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't
Yeah.
have to leave.
I've been
Yeah,
seeing that a
nobody-
lot. Where
Nobody told them they had to leave or anything like that, which is like
yeah, they're just straight up fucking lying. Yeah.
and they're like, oh well, there was no audio in the video, so you know, which is like everybody, you know, they've been saying for months or weeks now that like for a month now that like we shut everything down, we stopped counting, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't even a question.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, they want to be like, oh, nobody told them they had to leave, you know.
Yeah, I saw a few threads about it. I think it was DK posting a bunch of shit about it. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, could
And
this
here's
get
the
any
thing.
faker and gayer?
Right, and here's the thing, even if nobody said they had to leave, but they decided to leave, if there's not the election monitors there, they're not allowed to scam ballots. It's illegal. So, you know, it doesn't even it's like a moot point because it doesn't even matter because they still weren't allowed to do that, you know.
Right. I just can't wait for like, you know, all this shit to drop, like for something to come of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause it's going to be a show. It's going to be very entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Biggest salt mine ever.
I really
yeah,
enjoyed. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm looking forward to it greatly. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was really enjoying the testimonies by the blonde I think you guys talked about it last.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we
the-
played the clips last night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The librarian
it was,
looking one, yeah.
yeah, it was so good. And then I was like very proud of the Indian lady who was based basically
Yeah, the
telling them
based
that
Indian lady.
yeah, because I mean it's all facts. That's how it is. Like, racism is like totally been reversed.
Totally.
Yeah, and she's also right. Chinese people do all look the same.
She did say that too.
That's what I was saying. That the people from we that's what I was saying. Like we do those kind of jokes like it's nothing. But in Asia, like in Arab countries and Indian
Everywhere they do, except now in white countries, they want to try to guilt us about it and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even in American white neighborhoods, like the Irish will make fun of the Italians and the Polish, and they all make fun of each other, but nobody gives a shit. They just
it's all good. I mean,
nobody gets mad about it and shit.
You're supposed to be able to laugh at each other's bad stuff. I mean, you're not supposed to take it like anything.
Yeah. Well, we hit 200 followers over on the YouTubes,
Nice.
so that was pretty cool. Officially hit 200. I think we'll get kicked off before we hit 500, but
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that the channel is still up over there.
Yeah, me too. Because we've let some bombs drop. And
As soon as somebody notices, as soon as some asshole sees it, they're gonna report
it's
it.
going to be gone for sure. But I'm surprised there's not enough commies that like monitor my Twitter account and shit. That have come and just to report the channel and shit.
How many followers do you have?
They all like the show too much.
Right? They're like, oh, well, they got some points. Maybe we're flipping commies over here.
You guys are pretty cool.
Like, actually, these guys are pretty cool.
I really think some people are actually starting to change. So, what? Oh no! Don't
Bro,
just-
get your piss jug.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to type in an address right now so I can fucking shut down tonight.
Shut
Shut
down.
it down.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Aren't you driving right now?
fucking, no, I'm stopped right now for my 30-minute break, but I only have like an hour left of drive time before I got to pull over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to
Did you
sleep
guys-
in your truck? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got a bed in here. I got 2 beds actually. It's like a bunk bed.
Oh
Okay.
shit, nice. Very cozy.
Got a little fridge in
I
here.
used to have a
and
bunk bed.
Got my TV and Xbox. I got my TV and Xbox.
When I was a
and shit, It all
child.
works.
Yep. You got a Malott lizard in there. Flashlight.
So fucking sick.
The top mattress is the
Points
one
where
with
I
the
won't
greased
go,
up hole.
Walrus. You gotta understand, there's places even I won't fucking go. Alright? There's points where I will say this is not okay.
Too far. Gone too far, sir. I do not pick up lot lizards.
I'm just kidding.
So normally I would wait until till stuff's confirmed to say stuff like, but this one's a little too juicy to wait till it's confirmed. Supposedly there's a rumor going around, I'll put it that way, that Israeli Mossad, I think he's like the head of Mossad or something, Fahmy Hanawi, is got assassinated. So that's
Good.
pretty interesting. Israel denies
I was just
it.
about to bring that up too.
Yeah. Israel
That's awesome.
denies it, but they would anyway, so
Yeah, they're saying that the information is fabricated by sources that are mourning the death of the Iranian scientist that they just, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's a lot of chutzpah right there.
Well, yeah, because they wouldn't want to admit that it actually got in there anyway.
So you think it's like might be like a retaliation by they're saying that it's like Iranians retaliated by doing that, or
Probably because Israel's saying, "Oh, uh, that's a rumor started by the Iranian or people who are mad about the Iranian guy getting assassinated." So
interesting. I think Johnny's breathing again
He is.
heavily.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I'm just pissing in a bottle.
that's how we know he's alive.
He like doesn't even deny.
So he's having a rough piss right now. Struggle piss.
Yeah.
I don't know how to react to this moment in time.
Oh, Jojo was talking about Johnny there. He's like, nuking the world, acceptable. Fleshlight, that's too far.
I feel like it might be like very Alex Jones of you to do this on air. So it's like it's good, I guess.
As long as you're naming the J.
Tranny porn.
I only watched tentacle porn with my family.
Yeah, I was just showing them that it's real.
It's like, dude, we don't give a shit what you jerk off to, dude. Just fucking own up to
Well.
it, so they don't have anything to use against you.
They didn't believe me that it was real. Oh, so there was some
I
Bigger
can
other...
hold
shit to
that.
worry about than what Alex Jones jerks off to.
Right. So there was some other weird shit today in Georgia. What was it? Some guy that, like, because the Governor Kemp and Loeffler, the senator from one of the senators from Georgia, were supposed to go to Savannah to meet Mike Pence. And they both canceled at the last minute. And so come to find out, what was the dude? I forget his name, but he was dating Kemp's daughter, but he worked in Loeffler's office there or whatever. He died in some crazy fiery car wreck.
Oh shit.
Right?
Mm,
Which is pretty
The
interesting.
fuck?
Yep.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here, folks. Please disperse.
I would not worry about it.
Right. And so apparently, like, in threads talking about that, I didn't realize how many of the witnesses of Giuliani's have been like two of them have been injured. They've had break-ins, all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, these people are gonna have to go on witness protection programs and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hadn't even seen any of that. That's fucking crazy.
Had to admit that, yeah, those ballots were scanned secretly and unlawfully. So, those were still idiots out there fucking being like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, what we were talking about. How, oh, and there was some shit with that bitch Stacey Abrams, too. Because apparently Raffensperger's trying to, they had signed up Raffensperger's dead son.
Oh.
And he called her out publicly over that, too. So, like, they're starting to see which way
yeah.
which is pretty interesting. Oh shit, we got the love bug in the chat.
Oh.
Her bae.
Herbie fully loaded.
Is pissing
Right?
on air. It's a happy moment for me.
He's got
Now you're
the,
talking about it.
he's got the Gaylords in the
That was a
back.
good piss, by the way.
Johnny's got
Me, it's my Abby. Fuck. But it's Auschwitz too. A little water slide and where Ferris wheel.
joking today, but he said if there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop.
Like,
Dude,
Did you see Kamala's initial? Did you see her initial reaction to when he said that? You could see her fucking shaking her head side to side, like, "Please don't fucking say that now. Please don't say that now."
She did that thing that women do where she like
whatever, introducing her, and we're like, but that was oftentimes it would be introduced that way. Like, oh, that's really
Bro, I can already not deal with the fucking cringe meme. The Star Trek one,
No.
it's like painful. Like,
Really?
I have like Kamala block, Biden block. I just don't want to see them on my TL. But I mean, I kind of wish I saw that one. VP choice because she was wearing. Yeah, like, oh, that's a great criteria. Oh, she's wearing Converse, or she's wearing these shoes, or she's wearing. It's just insanity. I mean, like, how can someone?
Do people even wear fucking Converse?
Been around so long.
brown colored bag. So
Race based on needs. So, oh, now she's black, and then then she. Like, she's not an elite. What's the criteria for a good leader?
oh yeah, of course not. Two biggest mistakes in the world. They've produced legions of absolute fucking retard midwits who think that they know the shot.
People in school are like, you can't just Google your answer to your test exams. So and then I actually knew the multiplication table like till 16 by heart at least.
Yeah, no, I think that my notice when I was in high school, it started.
Yeah. I remember like hearing the beep boop boop.
Dude, I'm so fucking glad that when I hit puberty, I already had Wi-Fi. Dude, I remember when I was a really little kid, we had.
I mean, because you were a Coomer.
Waiting fucking 3 hours just to bust a node. Yeah, dude.
I'm glad, man.
I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad I dodged that.
Yeah.
Porn wasn't
You wanna know what it is?
so
I blame
readily
my brother. I
available
blame my
when
brother
I was
because one
a
day.
kid.
No, when I was a little kid, I was like 8 years old. All right, and my mom was a single mom at the time, and for whatever fucking reason, my brother, who was like 16 at the time, left an old porno VHS tape in the TV we had in the room we shared together,
Nice.
and I watched it.
Oh,
Did it change you forever?
And then ever since then, my life has not been the fucking same. Yes, it did. And I blame him.
Right.
I'd like it really like.
My brother's Jewish, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
you did confide about that
Blame
last
so
week.
much. After. No,
He goes on the
I will
couch.
fucking lay my life down.
Well, actually, and
No.
technically, if you had to say,
Washing machines this time. That's
Player.
not
He's not a very Jewish trait. Jews are too. One shoulder was lower than the other.
above, stupid goy things like that.
No, there's no. Oh, above, quote unquote above. They think that's being.
Yeah,
above
that's
us,
what I
but
mean, yeah.
It's not. We'll let them pretend for a little in the most epic
I have
way
a story
possible.
about the so when I grew up in Montreal, the area I worked in stuff. So I worked at the.
Really?
So one time, one guy,
Should have accused him of racism.
racism or like genderism.
They're like, he's racist. I am. Yeah.
No, back then it wasn't like that. There was no.
Yeah, no,
so you didn't have like. Oh, let me
I was
go-
gonna say like,
Yeah.
a person of color accusing a Jewish person of racism, like that's like an immovable That's like
That is me. I would never complain. First of all, he's allowed to be whatever, but like someone who's OCD could be like that as well. Like
Yeah.
I think every OCD, especially the liberals, like because of
Yeah.
COVID,
yeah. I mean, you're putting my health
Toxoplasmosis,
in
and it's
danger.
ruining their fucking brains.
Yeah.
You might hear the Hasidic community in Montreal. One of the good things is that their kids never. So that was the only.
shit out of the dollar store. It's a fucking dollar.
I never thought. I always saw. Every Jew I've ever met has proven the whole once.
Because it's not
A
that
bunch
they
of my other
won't
friends,
buy
he always had
their
like
own
the coolest
shit.
at his house.
Because it's not that they won't.
No.
It's a whole different.
No, I'm just saying because of the.
That community is pretty well off. One of them has a different trade.
Those-
That's not true.
It's,
Silicon Valley, they're mostly the Heckerbird.
like the the regular, not like the Jewish community in Silicon Valley. Like there's
Oh no, there's some big synagogues in L.A., San Francisco.
Atheist Jews,
I
which is
don't
funny.
understand how the fuck that's supposed to work.
What, an atheist
Yeah,
Jew? I mean, your blood is still
Yeah,
Jewish.
well,
You
I
still
know,
like
they're an
fight for
atheist because
Jewish interests.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, I know, but but they self-identify as a Jew, right? At the
Yeah.
same time, though.
Yeah. Which is just, you know,
But
further
in
proof
order
that
to
it's an
have be a
ethnicity
Jew,
and
that's a
not.
religion. You have to believe in a god to have a religion, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's also an ethnicity, right? And I mean, straight from the horse's
Well,
mouth.
a Jew is
on
just a
that.
white person that bred with a fucking Arab, isn't it?
No.
They're just
No.
white Arabs, aren't they? That's why they
No.
have like the big noses and the weird fucking faces.
No, they're
Oh.
more complicated than that. Their genetics are very different. There's more difference between your average Jew genetics and example, you know.
yeah, I don't know all the.
Oh,
I
I'm
just know
smelling the
that-
That's
crude
why
oil.
because there's more variation within the races than there
Ugh.
is between them, and that was because there was the and that was because they were including Jews into the white group, and they're so vastly different than the rest of the whites that
No.
there's like a chart. There's like a chart that shows like all the DNA points, and then kind of they overlap a little bit, and like Native Americans kind of overlap different places, and India, they kind of, but they're not related
Yeah.
to each other either. But it's like they're both their own little group.
So race mixing isn't good, but am I allowed to race mix, quote unquote, with somebody as long as they're a part of the ethno state that we welcomed in, like Asians? Am I allowed to get a fucking Japanese waifu?
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but
It just depends on what you what
but I will
you're.
judge you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid is judgment. I only want to be judged by God.
Well, I mean,
not
just
by
remember
fucking
that
friends.
you can't get those colors back. You know, just remember that, and then
Exactly.
make your own
I
decision.
know. Well, I could just tell my kids
I won't
don't
judge
sleep with
you.
anybody but white people. So eventually the Asian just gets bred out of them. You know.
Oh,
You can
written.
do that, right? Can't you breed the undesired
Oh, Johnny's
race out
a
of a child?
regular eugenicist.
The dominant genes would tend to like shine through in each generation anyway. So
Well, what we have to
I
do is we have to nuke every country in the world. And then any survivors glow or have a second leg or something, or a third leg, then, you know, you should be
Disgusting
Leg.
second
Oh,
leg.
so you mean as long as they don't glow or if they're normal?
Let me tell you something, Johnny. A Japanese
they're-
with
it's harder
mad
for them-
hormones. So
How do you know?
you're okay there.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been to Japan, but they love.
I wouldn't marry one or have a kid with one, but I'd fuck them for fun.
All right. And so,
Okay, that's good to know.
let's change the subject here. Here's who was representing. So, prosecution was saying it created a potential conflict of interest, something. So they're like, oh, because he was raising money for Kyle, you know, he might.
Mm.
Somehow it's a conflict of interest, which doesn't even make sense to me, but okay.
Just John Pierce the lawyer, or there was. Yeah.
But that wasn't the one that was like actually officially listed as his main lawyer. And Mark Richards will be his lawyer. He'll be involved in building the case and all that good stuff, but
Lynn Wood actually follows me. I mean, I always look out for his tweets.
ooh la la.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit!
We got a big
You
I mean,
guys
I
think he's based?
honestly don't really know anything about him.
oh,
He's the
yeah, all
lawyer
I
who
know,
got-
well, I mean, I know he like,
Like the guy, the MAGA hat scandal.
yeah,
by
he's the guy.
shouldn't, what he's doing right now.
Right.
Yeah. I think he's in Georgia. They're doing multiple rallies.
Yeah, they were trying to talk shit about him the other day, saying that he was like, oh, he voted in the Democratic primary with Stacey Abrams. Didn't say vote, you know. It was like it was like towards the end of the show, a few nights ago or something.
I think Breitbart News was after Linwood, like saying some negative stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. Is the Breitbart and Linwood were having some kind of spat or something.
Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah.
Which my basic take on it was whatever. He's a lawyer and he's doing his lawyer job, so who gives a shit, you know?
All right. I've got a sad thing to bring up here, but this is. You guys remember? I think her name was Emily Jones, that girl in the UK, like 7-year-old girl who got murdered on a playground.
Yeah.
The woman who did it was found not guilty of murder.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just now came across it.
How do people see this and just pretend it's nothing?
Not guilty by reason of insanity.
I'm not gonna Fed post.
Well, you could do it in like frog.
Why? It's another
retarded
country.
language.
They can't fucking get you.
You could do it in Minecraft.
Bro, what the fuck? Like, that's insane. I mean, I know it's in the UK, but like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good thing that they got. I was about to say it's a good thing they already banned Mark Collette off Twitter because.
Your Fed posting.
You gotta whip
but
up
in a gentle
your smooth voice so that Princess can nap.
I'll just do a little bit of ASMR here.
Ooh, fuck yeah, there we go.
So happy. You can sing, right? You go.
Me?
You're singing.
I've done it on the show a little bit. Oh, I made up a song. What? Just last night, didn't I?
Yeah,
I don't remember what
but
it was, but
I don't know.
and I'll watch it if I want to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Venus.
It's marijuana on a federal level right now, right?
Yeah. Which is like, who cares at this point?
Exactly. I was about to say, like, what? Dude.
Fucking base, dude.
But I'm not. I'm an adult, so I'm just like, God.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Is there
I
nothing
quit
more
smoking weed
important?
like 5 years ago, so I'm just like, who cares? I'm not like against it.
That's like as
I'm
Reddit
not,
tier.
like, for it. I'm just like,
so
right, yeah.
I don't know if
it's
you
like
know
it's like another Reddit tier distraction.
federal level, everything is legal for marijuana, and I could tell you exactly why it's legal. It makes so much money because it's government takes care of data centers, basically the wires. So, motion letter, like, part of all of this, the marijuana being legal, is that now it's being and the cleanups of people at the places where it's insanity. Like, to me, it's like, oh yeah, let's make a bunch of depressed people who lost their job drink and be on drugs, So it's a whole scheme. Like, to make it going to the federal level, you would think that it's making it safer, right? You would think like, oh yeah, drug is going to be safer, it's going to be monitored, but in reality, it's all about money. It always is, I guess.
Yeah.
you're less likely to do anything.
Well, you got to remember the only people in America who are going to be smoking that much weed are going to be the people that we want pacified, that we want like weed, are going to be perfectly normally functioning.
People who aren't really polarized yet, or the people who,
Well,
aren't
it's really,
into
because
politics.
and so they can probably have the audio. I guess that's the important part, anyway. Right?
Yeah. So, okay. So I think down again.
Down
She
again.
said it's down again.
Yeah, why does this network do this? Sometimes it'll be like 100 megabytes per second upload. Now it's like 9. It'll probably come back in.
The connection in the part of Europe that Walrus is in. She's saying it's playing the art again.
Huh?
It's playing the art again on D Live.
Oh, good.
Oh, down again.
Down again. Give it a second, and it'll probably be back up in a second. I don't know what the... See, it doesn't drop the Zoom call.
No, the Zoom call doesn't require. I think the streaming it requires more data.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because you're streaming. Well, I'm not streaming video on the Zoom call for one.
Yeah, but I think. Yeah, I figure it's the streaming.
Right, it should be. Let me see. I might have to start and restop Streamlabs, but no, it should be good now. It's good now.
Okay, yeah, Animal was saying she's leaving. He or she.
Yeah, I think I just had a little network hiccup for a second, but everything should be back up. It was YouTube doing it at first, and DLive was working fine, and then... So, who knows? If it was actually my full network, then I could fix it, but... It's not. It's actually what I was about to say before we started dealing with that, because you were talking about doing data centers and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
I've built a lot of them because that was like my bread and butter, was doing data cabling and shit. So
yeah, I was in the sales team for the. Basically, it was a firm that would put together the global quote for the data center itself, not only the servers, every single thing, and then we would be the representatives of each of the different company that takes care of the rack, the cabling, and even the power. Like Eaton, for example, provides all the backup powers. So that was one of the things that I think the most important things. Well, the basic thing was like to have the redundant power.
Yeah, you're gonna have redundant power backups, because if a enterprise
generator
level network goes down, then you're screwed.
Yeah. So that's when you find out, like, of who's building networks, and that's when you find out how much surveillance we're under. Like specifically, the cameras, like the industry, the surveillance industry has boomed so much, especially after the COVID, and. And the amount of things you can do with these cameras in terms of analytics is insane.
Yeah, I was trying to build some stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Twilio.
No.
Oh, they do all kinds of cool stuff. I'm gonna probably use some of their services for a while. But but it would, like, I had to fill out a support ticket or something. It took them like 6 weeks to get to it, because since COVID, everything just spiked on all to hell, from using online platforms like that, and fucking, they just didn't have the people to get to it in time, They're like, oh, do you still need our help? And I'm like, yes.
No.
Like, if you take care of the one ticket, you can get rid of the other 3 that I sent you bitching about the same thing.
Yeah, and most of these, by the way, most of the companies that do the surveillance and the analytics, it's all Israeli.
Yeah.
It's completely all based out of Israel. And that always is the scary part, that all the emerging technology, like including from Cisco, it is absolutely all of it is based out of Israel. All of the new comes out of Israel.
Yeah. That's why I want to actually start doing our own things.
It's time. I mean, the intelligence is here. Like, the brains are available, obviously.
Exactly. Like, we're the ones that come up with it, not them. That's why they have to take it from us,
Yeah.
Well, I still believe, like, that a lot of the technology just exists, and we're not just told about it. That's my conspiracy. I've put my conspiracy tinfoil Alex Jones hat on right now. But I just...
They're putting chemicals in the water, and it's turning the frogs gay.
Yeah. I was watching.
Try comes, brother.
I'm sorry, but he's the original, like the OG. After like you watch Loose Change and you watch some Alex Jones, you're like hooked. So,
Well, actually, Bill Cooper is the OG, and Alex Jones was their answer to him.
Yeah.
But
And wasn't Loose Change made by a J? That was a J, right?
yeah, Loose
Was it?
Change.
I think Loose Change. Sorry to interrupt. I think that was like an AstroTurf like psyop to make anybody questioning the official narrative of 9/11
It
look like a
was.
retard. Yeah.
It was because that was their plan back in the 2000s and shit. That
When
was
you
their
say-
plan up until about 2016 or so.
wait,
That
wait,
was
wait,
their
wait.
thing. Was they
Is
would
a
just
psyop within a psyop?
well, they would just
It's a
flood
classic.
they would flood the conspiracy community with so much disinformation that it was hard for people to sort between fact and fiction.
Oh,
They did the same
then-
thing with Pizzagate, where they made it all about
totally.
one thing, where
Yeah.
it was actually about the Podesta shit, but they made it all about the pizza place.
Right.
Exactly. The Comet Ping Pong. I see
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
saying, Jamie and Walrus. Like, they
Yeah.
just to try to discredit the people who are doubting the official narrative by introducing.
Right, by
these-
sending them down the stupid other rabbit holes and then
Yeah.
so
yeah,
many
Yeah.
and they had to change it up because we started figuring out how to navigate it. Because you could tell every time you reached like a new piece of real information, because then there'd be like a million possible fucking paths to
Yeah,
Yeah.
whole new vistas would
a whole
open
new
up. And
vista
you're like, oh,
of, yeah.
Oh,
like,
I found
okay, one of
something
these
here.
is real. Which one?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's-
honestly, like the 9/11 didn't. Okay, maybe you knew stuff from before, but before that,
Yeah, I
so in 9/11 is what, like, I didn't know anything about this until 9/11 happened. That's when I started, like, I woke up and I started researching.
yeah, that was a big
Yes.
one for a lot of people, for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I was already balls deep in it, but like
But you can't be that much older than me. So
I'm
how
younger
were you?
than you. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying. So, so how is it that you were balls deep at that age?
'Cause I started reading this shit when I was like 15.
Oh, but what did you start reading? Like, which books?
Oh, I started. Well, I think I read like Von Däniken and stuff like that when I was like 10, and like then all the Zechariah Sitchin books,
Mm-hmm.
and then started. Then I found. Well, first there was some Christian author, I don't remember his name, but he was writing a book exposing the Illuminati. So then I started looking into the Illuminati, and I found Robert Anton Wilson. And then sometime about the late 90s, started reading David Icke's first book and Bill Cooper. And then that opened a lot of things. Read like None Dare Call It because of Bill Cooper mostly. I read like None Dare Call It a Conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
Really good book that was published in 1972.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that. So by the time the Twin Towers came down, I was like, oh, this is some weird shit. Like, already kind of knew. And then like internet fucking message boards and shit in the early days of the internet, and
Yeah.
AOL chat rooms and shit like that.
Oof.
And-
Yeah.
For
Good
me-
times, brother.
You
Yeah.
guys remember ICQ?
Yeah.
Like, you remember, like, you would type and the person could see exactly the letter you're typing? So, not just dots.
Yeah, it was like in real time. It would like show like each letter as you typed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just remember...
Spent a lot of time on IRCs.
IRC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just traumatized. I stayed up all night watching the news that day, and the week before, I was in New York City, just visiting with a friend of mine and my family, and we decided, like, we bought one of those tourist things, and we decided not to go see the Twin Towers, of
Yeah.
all we're like, oh no, I broke my foot. I literally broke my foot in New York City the week before. I was in crutches, and then I realized that's actually when I realized that the medical system is a shit show in Canada, because when I was in New York and I got my fractured bone, I went to New York City Hospital and they put me in a cast right away. They put me like, and there was like an agreement with the Canadian government for your payments or whatever. And it was so good. And first of all, the doctor was super good looking. And then I never got that kind of treatment in Canada. So then
You're saying there was like 2 inches of water on the floor when you saw this doctor?
It's possible. A puddle. but I was just like amazed at the service I got with the like fancy fiberglass, cast and everything. And so we decided not to go see the Twin Tower. The next week this happens, and I'm like, none of this makes sense. How can like a plane? At this point, I'm already an electrical engineer. So I already graduated. It's my first year working at Nortel. And I'm like seeing these planes going through the building, and then all of these messages from the other planes, and none of it makes any sense at all.
Definitely. Before we get too far away from it, I want to say Chad donated a diamond. No message, so thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
The base no message donation.
Oh yeah, well, also it was like kind of early on too. I read this book traumatized the shit out of me. It was the Franklin cover up, I think.
Oh no, I don't know what that is.
Whichever one, because there was 2 books written about it, and I read the first one. Oh my god, that one is like horrible.
Really?
Talking about written by Senator DeCamp, John DeCamp, and oh man, that was traumatizing. Like that was Pizzagate before Pizzagate. Like that shit came out in the 80s and shit. And I think the book came out like 1990 ish, but I didn't find it till like 97 or so. And it was
what was it about?
This whole fucking
Like the pedo adrenochrome stuff? Like
yeah,
yeah.
basically. Like
Awful,
this
awful.
the whole satanic pedo snuff
SRAs.
film, SRAs, all that. That this specifically was about they had like a boys' home. They called Boys Town, and outside.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Outside of Franklin, outside of Omaha, Nebraska, right? Somewhere in Nebraska.
Disturbing.
Yeah. And then this guy, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was like he was basically like taking boys and they get them on give them all kind of drugs and stuff, and take them to fucking fly them to the White House and all these senators and Bushes and all that shit were fucking doing all kind of shit, and they'd make them like do stuff in porn films. So it was like making them suck off this kid, and they chop his head off while he's doing it. Like, yeah. And it goes into very graphic detail, so like
Right. I need to check that book out because I only have like a cursory knowledge of all that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was hard to read because it's incredibly graphic, but
I got really into I got fascinated by like the snuff film aspect when I was a kid, in the early days of the internet. And I was just saying in chat, I remember seeing this documentary where it was just. Well, yeah.
That would explain it.
No, those are sniff films. But anyway, I remember seeing this doc where the whole purpose of it was to prove that there were no snuff films, right? Like all these feds come out to say, "Oh, there's no such thing as." It was just like Satanic Panic, I saw tons of docs about that when I was a kid. The whole point of them was to tell you that it's not actually real. You know, they'd get these official sources out there,
Right.
people who say they've worked on it and shit, who probably did work on it, just out there to say like, "Oh no, Goy, that's not real.
Oh,
There's nothing real here."
The Franklin Scandal was the name of the first book. The Franklin Cover Up was the second one, written by I forget his name, but the Franklin Scandal was the first one, and actually the Franklin Cover Up might be a better book to recommend because I think it's a little bit easier to read, where it doesn't necessarily have to go into exact graphic detail as much, you know.
Yeah.
But
there's multiple.
and
sorry,
it's
go ahead.
further, and it was written later, so it has more in it.
Yeah, more detail or more info.
Yeah, but I mean, like when the shit happened, it came out in the fucking newspapers at the time. Even it was like talking about cowboys. You know, Vice President Bush implicated in a White House cowboy ring and all this shit. So
Callboy. Ugh.
yeah.
Just that phrase, bro. Like, it makes my fucking skin crawl.
But they
if I
didn't.
could-
Yeah, but they didn't really like go into like too much detail about it, like how they were like fucking. A lot of them were like 12, 13 years old and shit like this. You know what I mean?
There's multiple scandals like that in Canada. The most notorious ones are related to the Queen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's a whole thing about the Queen with the
well, with
the natives. Yeah.
the natives, it's horrible, and their bodies are still buried. It was a whole.
Didn't they find the
scandal.
mass grave or something?
They have in
Yeah.
BC. So it's awful. It's just inhumane, the things that these children had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
It's all real. I mean, to debunk these, you can't debunk that one. That one is like a fact.
Yeah, and they just kind of stopped talking about it.
They stop talking about it, and they just make it like kind of die off, and
Mhm.
because it involves all these elites.
Yeah.
You know,
Did
you
it?
need the
And there was some really crazy shit in Belgium, the Dutroux affair,
yeah,
because that
yeah.
guy was fucking nuts. But
Yeah.
they started figuring out that like, because the local, apparently in Belgium, the royal family was oh, that's interesting. Aaron Kasparov, is that? I'm gonna have to actually click over. Yeah, Aaron Kasparov said, fun fact, Klaus Schwab was in a New York City synagogue in the morning of 9/11.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
fucking
funny.
interesting.
yeah. That is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the Dutroux affair was some crazy shit because he got busted for something. I think one of the girls escaped or whatever. He had like three
Yes.
girls, and then
Yeah.
two of them were left the whole time he was in jail. Like, two of them were left chained up in his basement and shit. And only one of them survived, and it was fucking crazy shit. Yeah, but he had all these implications with all these fucking.
Well, Dutroux kept saying that it wasn't him alone, and he kept saying that he was providing those girls to some other, and then they did everything. The cover up was that they tried to hide all the royalty in that was
Yeah,
involved in
because
that.
the royal family has like a different police force that like in like the than the regular city police that for the commoners or whatever, and the investigation kept getting blocked by the royal investigators or whatever.
Exactly.
And they're like,
And
what
they
the
have
fuck?
this,
Yeah.
yeah, they have this crazy castle in Belgium where all of these sinister acts were occurring.
Yep.
I believe. I forgot the name, but yeah, it's just insanity. And
Oh, I saw that, Princess. Yeah, she put the news thing. I hadn't gotten to that yet, but
human smuggling. Wow.
yeah, 26 human smuggling victims were rescued from a house in Houston today. Was that today or yesterday? Nearly 30 people were rescued Thursday. Yeah, so yesterday. from a southwest Houston home that was involved in a human smuggling operation, police said. According to Houston police, officers responded to reports of a man in his underwear running down the street and yelling that he had been kidnapped. The man told officers that dozens of people were being held hostage in the house. Police said they entered the home and found 29 males and 1 female inside. I also know somebody, I used to live in Houston, that she had got kidnapped and somehow she managed in Houston. Somehow she had managed to escape. I ran into her a couple years later in L.A. of all places, and she was telling me the story about how she had got kidnapped in Houston, and it was pretty crazy shit.
Insane.
Houston's got some fucked up shit. There was a documentary about underage prostitutes, mostly male prostitutes, in Houston. That came out in like the early 80s and shit. That it used to be on YouTube. I don't know if it still is. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah.
It always involves boys for some reason. It's very bad. And Asian girls, yeah, that's what she was saying.
I mean, if you believe in like the power being gained from humiliation, you know, like that kind of weird, like esoteric. I don't want to call it magic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then there's much more like power to be gained
Yeah.
from doing it to boys than girls. You know what I
the
mean?
the adrenochrome, yeah, the adrenal.
There's extra humiliation in, you know, doing those types of things to like a young boy, I think, because it's like an extra layer of unnaturalness.
Yeah. If you look on my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
the first video, the oldest video on there, 'cause it was the only one on there for a couple years, but the CIA had released documents about the Finders cult.
Yeah, I saw that you did a stream about that. I hadn't watched it, but
Yeah.
I saw it on your channel.
That's some other crazy far out shit, and they all had like connections to the CIA and FBI and all kind of shit like that.
That was during like Satanic Panic, right?
Yeah, that was
It was
during. Yeah, that's
related?
kind of what kicked off the Satanic Panic, was that, the Franklin scandal, and the Embarcadero one. That's the one with fucking eyebrows dude, Michael Aquino.
Oh yeah,
Right, because he
yeah.
was.
I need to look into that. I don't know much about him, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I can give you the TLDR on that one. Is basically they had a daycare. You know, if you don't know what the Embarcadero is, it's a military base in San Francisco. Basically, they just use it for housing these days. You know, but but it's like right in the heart of San Francisco, and
Yeah, it's right where there's now the Embarcadero is where the market is, like for the food court, kind of like a fancy food court. And then
yeah, I don't even. And there's some like really nice houses at the Embarcadero. I think they didn't. That like I know Woody Allen, or not Woody Allen, Woody Harrelson owns one and shit. But
yeah, it's San Francisco is very it's kind of like a, you know, this aura of creepiness.
yeah,
You know, I don't know how to explain it, but in the morning.
yeah. I
at
don't
the
think
mall-
I don't think the military actually still owns the Embarcadero. I think they shut down the military base there, and it's all some of the most expensive fucking real estate in America now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
It's
but
either you're filthy rich, or you're just like barely making it, and you have like 3 roommates.
yep, exactly. Yeah, and you can be making like 6 figures and still like have to have a room, 3 people sharing a 1-bedroom apartment and shit because
Yeah.
it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They ruined it. I mean, San Francisco used to be so like, you know, kind of a magical, like, you know, with the cable cars and like the hills and the ocean, but they really ruined it. They ruined it, like with all the investments, basically the money laundering, the investments from China, and obviously the corrupt Dems.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, so the Embarcadero affair. I think that's what they call the Embarcadero affair. But so they had, but in the early '80s, it was a military base, and they had a daycare center there for like all the officers and whatever that had kids. They could all go to this daycare center. And the kids all started having these crazy injuries, like bleeding from their buttholes and shit. And right, so they were the base doctors, because they would take them to the base doctors at first, and they're like, oh, it's this or that or whatever. So one of the moms got suspicious because the son was telling stories about him putting things in there, you know. So she was like, well, I'm gonna take her to another doctor instead. And he was like, no, this kid's definitely been raped repeatedly, and there was all, and so then that started a big investigation. They were talking to the kids. The kids all said the same story, that like they were taken to this house, described Michael Aquino and his wife perfectly, in the inside of Aquino's house perfectly, even though they would have had no way of meeting him. And he's a very distinctive looking dude, you know. So
well, the eyebrows are insane.
Yeah, like
the
I said,
satanic eyebrows.
When you said eyebrows guy, I immediately thought of Eugene Levy.
Another Jew, but no.
Well, I said eyebrows, not eyebrow. So
there we go. Eugene Levy blown the fuck out.
Right. But yeah, so they were describing all that, and they all told the same story about them. They did take him to what was almost certainly Michael Aquino, and Michael Aquino runs the Temple of Set, the satanic fucking church kind of thing, and fucking
Yeah, I remember you talking about that briefly one night.
yeah. So that between the because they all happened within a few years, is the Embarcadero incident, the Franklin scandal, and the Finders cult thing, and that's what really kicked off the satanic panic.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, they were trying to blame it on like Iron Maiden and fucking Judas Priest and shit. And
oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, they had to turn it. They had to spin it in some fucking way.
It's always the bands that like play excellent guitar.
Right. Yeah, I can tell you. I can guarantee you, it wasn't a fucking metalhead. It wasn't the metalhead wearing a Slayer shirt that was doing this shit for, you know.
Yeah.
Right. That's the guy who would beat the shit out of the people if he found them doing it.
Exactly.
Well, it's like the West
Slayer
Memphis
concert.
3. You know, that was a little later, but the West Memphis 3, they almost certainly didn't do what they're accused of, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
They
I've
came
heard,
across it.
I've heard Ralph talk about that, but haven't really heard from it anywhere else, because I think he was from Memphis.
Yeah.
Hey, Princess Brit brought up sorry to interrupt, but Princess brought up an important piece of information that I must.
Excuse me, I was talking.
Okay, okay. Because I don't want to.
What show do you think this is?
Okay,
that was
Walrus.
my Kamala impression.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't recognize you, Walrus. But I just want to read it out before we forget because it's quite interesting. So I'm just gonna read it, okay? I was in SF for a summer back 2005, and I went to a rave where people were putting drugs in the butts.
In their butts or other butts?
No, that was my first and only time a rave like that inside a warehouse. I remember leaving because people were just on the
Floor?
On the floor. Yeah.
Bro, that's so degenerate.
Yeah, that's so bad. Someone put an awful Kamala.
Back better, everybody.
Ew, I need to scroll past this.
Where's Murray? Where's Murray? He would love this.
Right? Here we are talking about butt stuff, and Murray's not even here, man.
He pops in. Oh God, what are you guys talking
What are
about?
you guys
there?
talking about?
You guys, someone say boof.
Oh, as a little aside, there's this.
Like Princess is like specifying it's not it's their butts, other butts. Their own butts.
I mean, their own, each other's, whatever. It's not like.
If they see a butt, there's drugs getting put into it.
Like Massey's like their own or others. The detail at this point are less relevant.
Oh, hey Massey, what's up?
I mean, I'm sure there was a little bit of both happening. You know what I mean? If you're gonna stuff it up your own, you probably might help your friend out who's never done it before.
No, she's saying that their own.
That friend who can't reach his hole, you got to help him out.
Right.
I don't understand. What kind of drug goes up your ass? Like, what's the point?
All of them, dude.
I'm not sure if it's a very.
That's what boofing. Yeah.
What is, okay.
We need Murray. He can explain this better than me.
I don't know any of this. Like, please, my virgin ears, explain it.
You have like really like sensitive and receptive like mucus membranes in your beehole apparently. So like putting drugs in there like soaks up like faster and stronger, I guess.
Yeah, something about how your small or large intestine or whatever. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I mean, I don't know if you heard of people like, soaking like vodka tampons and then putting it in their stinker, but it's like the same concept.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird and
you
gross,
stuff in
and I'm sure it's too ass.
Yeah.
What did you say, Johnny?
Is Johnny still here?
I said in their stink.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Fucking here.
Holy
Kids,
moly,
do not try this at home. We are not recommending this.
Yeah, Mazzy has a nice scientific explanation there. The bioavailability, how much
bioavailability
Oh.
is radically increased. Okay.
There
we
go.
Bigger blood flow.
Bigger blood flow.
Oh god. Yo. Okay.
There's something really funny.
Is like, I can explain.
There's
also it bypasses the mucous membrane.
Well, and the stomach acids and shit break shit down too.
Yeah.
But
okay.
There's
some goof experts in the chat. Nice.
Yeah.
If you guys ever want to watch something funny someday, they got them on YouTube. There's a pharmacy, I think it's somewhere in Indiana, called Butt Drugs. And they have the funny, it's literally the name, but BUTT drugs, and they have the funniest fucking commercials, because there's like all these people like, I love butt drugs.
That's insane.
Butt drugs is my favorite. Bro. And they have a little song and shit.
I'm gonna have to find it and take a picture of me outside of it.
Well, you guys should look that up someday on
holy moly.
Up on YouTube. It's hilarious. Maybe I'll tweet it out.
There's a filter.
Maybe I'll tweet it out or something.
Oh. Princess is like same with the vagina, FYI.
Oh God in heaven.
We at the Fren Report can discuss just about anything.
This is supposed to be a wholesome family show.
Yeah. Right.
It is
like yesterday, the balls stretch and then the Venus song, and
we're just trying to make sure everybody's Venus is clean.
Right, the Venus clean song. I can
wash your Venus.
I
can't do it.
It's my water. It's my soap. It's my penis. I'll wash it as much as I want.
Who can do a Jordan Peterson voice? Because I cannot.
Who was singing it yesterday? Was you Walrus or it was Air Raid?
Wash your Venus, guys.
No, that was me. It's my Venus and I'll wash if I want to.
It's like this convoy ain't cozy.
Hey man, you never know what you're gonna get on the Fren Report.
And who said that? Wholesome, Jamie?
That was me.
H-O-L-E?
It only works in type form.
What we're doing, this is very wholesome. We're telling you about the dangers of drugs, and so that you kids do not try this at home.
Yes, nobody do this, and that's not like an ironic thing.
Yeah.
Leave your butt is exit only. for all purposes.
Fingers aren't crossed. We're not winking when we say that. We mean do not put drugs in your butt.
Winking.
Princess is like, I didn't do any of this. I'm just a medical professional. And then old man Honkler is like, same here, princess.
For reals? Oh, nice.
So funny.
I always think it's interesting to like
Poor Honkler's never going to be the same after tonight.
to hear like I don't know people's professions sometimes because like I don't know I never really think about it. So when I
Sound
when I
like
see
Johnny
someone,
just tried it out.
Yeah, he had the
No,
He just put
I said
something up his
don't try it
butt.
you
at
made me
home.
laugh. You made me laugh while I was vaping, so I coughed.
Are you
laugh
sure
while
you
I was
didn't put
vaping, so I
something
just
up your
fucking
butt,
coughed.
Johnny?
Why would I cough if I did that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
the
Turn your
doctor
head and
makes you
cough.
do, right?
Turn your head and cough, right?
Yeah,
That's your balls.
I heard they just do that because it's like awkward. So they like you know what I mean. They have you like turn your head so you guys aren't like just looking at each other while he grabs your balls.
I
don't know if that's true,
No, it's because when you cough, your testicles contract back into your body a little bit. So they want to make sure everything's still connected and like because if they don't pull back
okay,
up,
word.
well then they're probably not connected to your body anymore.
There you have it, folks.
So,
You heard it here
Yeah,
first.
there's probably an issue going on there.
And then old man
Heard
Honkler
what
is like,
first?
hashtag friend report, hashtag whole HOLE some, hashtag sniff films.
Got a solid show tonight.
We're like making like the
Oh, yeah,
new
dude.
stuff trend, man. Vape with your butt.
Wonder-
Guys, it's like,
Never
Hashtag
mind.
balls.
okay.
Hashtag balls. Hashtag Venus.
How did we get here?
All right, let's go back to the 9/11.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, you got here from 9/11.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, it started with Alex Jones. What did you
9/11,
expect
yeah.
it? Like, where did you expect to go? Alex Jones, 9/11, and then conspiracy, and then butt drugs. It just makes sense.
Except instead of screaming it, we're doing it in a more comedic fashion.
We should be yelling, like
Yeah.
it's they put that in your water, and then you become gay.
Little
videos.
vampire pot belly goblins are hobbling around, coming
Oh, you're gonna
after us.
You're gonna put Princess to sleep with that smooth Wallace voice.
Well, that's what you came for. So.
Mhm. So if we went back to 9/11, okay, all right. So I want to understand this. Why are people not questioning that? Like, I remember like there was two sides of the story at that time. Like, news outlets could actually show you a little bit of the other side. So you remember like they would show, obviously, they're saying, oh yeah, it melted, and then that's why it fell. But then you would have a counter argument by another professor who would say impossible to melt with kerosene. That heat
Mhm.
would not be enough to melt that much metal and make it fall in that way. It might make it bend slightly, but
I think that was they were setting up, and they do this a lot. You can see it today too. They're setting up the kosher dialectic. They're giving you two sides, right, for you to root for. You choose whichever one, you root for that, and it keeps you on a kosher path, right? Instead of finding out like the actual truth, it gets you embedded in these less significant details that aren't really going to lead you to Mossad agents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get stuck arguing about hologram planes and fucking jet fuel melting steel beams instead of talking about the Mossad agents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
I
what you're
think
saying.
that's what it was.
Diverting, but the diverting
Yeah.
is I get it, but the science, like when you look at the science, let's just sit back and think science, okay? The metal, that much metal, it's impossible for. First of all, the
Fucking
plane,
metal.
like
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're lying.
No, but what I'm saying is the plane itself, like let's say
The
the
plane,
nose,
boss,
the
the
bird that goes
plane.
into the nose of the plane, it's so thin that it would just make a hole in it. So
Right.
imagine the concept of a plane going through all that glass and all that metal. It doesn't make scientific sense. Or
Right.
am I, you know what I'm saying? So that
Well,
I
you
would
got to remember the plane's going at about 300 plus miles an hour.
even so, like I've watched in San Francisco every year. There's an air show. There's the what do you know the Air Force. They always come to San Francisco and they fly really low. They fly even commercial aircrafts really low. But even if you fly it at that speed, it cannot break through that much metal. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
even at that speed.
They were specifically designed to withstand an impact from an airplane, from a passenger aircraft, because about the time they were, like right before they were being designed or whatever, a plane actually did hit the Empire State Building. And there was like a big major issue with it and almost knocked it over, because that's what happens when a plane hits a building.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall into its own footprint. That's
Yeah.
incredibly hard to
Right.
do. Right?
Yeah. That's it. So
They don't tend to implode. Yeah.
yeah. So if we were like a bunch of normal, intelligent,
It takes a
people
lot
that
of engineering to
yeah.
it takes a lot of engineering and stuff to get a building to fall into its footprint like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You go build it
That's-
specifically to do that. Yeah.
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 So my point is,
You have to have
any-
perfectly timed charges set at just the right place, and then yeah.
so that's the point I'm trying to make, is that just like with the COVID, when people look at the normal like science, even like what I'm surprised is like a lot of like even fairly intelligent people are not doubting the science of like the mask, but like just like 9/11, if they cannot question that, how can that be normal that a aircraft could do that?
Right.
That's when you realize that the population refuses to question the narratives. That's
Right.
Oh my god.
And I think a lot of the people who don't want to question it is because they don't want to be ridiculed. You know, they don't want to be called a crazy person. They don't want to be made fun of for, saying what the crazy conspiracy theorists are
And
saying.
that's a psyop
it's a
dating back
classic-
to the JFK
yeah, classic Finkel
assassination.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, JFK as well. Like, I always say that
Yeah.
all the good ones get assassinated. And even you, Johnny, when you were saying, I just don't want to be judged, if I like a Japanese woman. Don't it's the same thing. Like, people don't want to be judged.
No, I just don't want to be judged by my friends.
We're actually,
Talk about the masses.
I was
I
actually
was-
talking
Yeah.
about this the other day because
Wait a minute.
it was a
Oh, yeah, no,
20-year. I was actually talking about this today because it was a 20-year plan. Cause until fairly recently, now they're talking about Agenda 2030, but before that, they were talking about Agenda 2021 for years and years. And if you talked about Agenda 2021, you were a crazy fucking wingnut conspiracy theorist, and here's your tinfoil hat and all that good shit, right?
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So,
But like exactly, it's happening exactly like we said it was going to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And exactly on time, because there's like, oh, they want to enact this by 2021. They'll have everybody. You'll need permission to go everywhere.
Yeah.
You'll have to get the injections to be able to,
Travel.
Travel.
I'm-
You'll need your
I'm already
papers.
thinking- I'm already thinking about getting like a contraband certificate for the vaccine. Like, I'm already thinking, how do I get myself a fake one? Honestly, like I literally was thinking,
Yeah.
what else? Like, it's because we know what's in there, and to me, like, what just it keeps me up at night is thinking that how can you not question the science? It's insanity. Like, it's so obvious. Like, people
JoJo has a good point too. He said towards the late 2000s, you weren't just seen as crazy; you were demonized as a piece of shit who disrespected everyone that died.
Yeah, same with COVID.
Yeah.
Same with COVID.
I
It's
mean,
like,
that's exactly
yeah.
what they did to Alex Jones over the fucking Sandy Hook Which,
Yeah.
if you look into that, that was actually, there's a lot of fucking questions there. You
That's
know?
a psyop.
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
psyop.
I mean, I just recently found that WebM of that guy who was like, the guy who's clearly an actor. You know, he's like smiling and like joking around with people before he goes up to talk to the news about his dead kid,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
And
Dead
then
kid.
all of a sudden he's all crying. Yeah, but he was like
Yeah, you
laughing
can
and
see
joking
him, like,
around. And,
you see him get into character, like just
Yeah.
right there. You know, like he didn't know that they were rolling the whole time. So you know, I mean, there's clearly some fucked up, something weird going on there.
dude,
I don't know a ton about it, honestly.
Cat
But
Castano was saying, I think the vaccine certification is going to be digital. Well, that's exactly what Bill Gates was saying. He's like, oh, yeah, we'll have this digital tattoo that, we'll be able to put your vaccination records and stuff on it. So you might have to show this tattoo to be able to go from place to place and blah, blah, blah.
Do you guys watch
Mark of the Beast, bro.
on Netflix? There was a show called Darknet. Have you watched the series? I think it was Netflix.
I saw a documentary, I think, called
Might have.
No,
by Alex Winter, right? Fucking Bill from Bill and Ted did that movie.
no, this one is not a movie. It's literally like maybe 10 episodes, and then there's multiple seasons. And one of them was about this Swedish guy who loves the idea of having the implant, the implant in his in between his thumb and his finger,
Right.
and then he uses it to scan into work every day and stuff like that. He goes, I just love the idea of becoming part robot, like transhumanism, basically.
Yeah.
And so that program, when I watched it, I
Klaus
was like,
Schwab is talking about that right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep.
so that program, when you watch it, if for any other idiot who's going to watch that, it's totally predictive programming. It's totally like teaching you that this kind of stuff, there's people who like it, and they like entice you into it. And that whole series, you should actually,
Fetishizer.
yeah, and they make it like it's the cool thing to do. And they have like a Molyneux on there as well, this woman on that said, oh, I fell for his trickery, and then I realized that he was a horrible person. So each episode is on a different dark web subject, and one of them was that one, and then the other one was about the Sandy Hook, and they interviewed the dude. There was one guy on Facebook and Twitter who went after the actors for Sandy Hook to try to debunk the whole psyop. And that guy, the guy they interviewed wasn't the guy who did that. They interviewed the guy who was the actor, saying, oh, my life is threatened every day. I have to live in this way. But totally actor. Like, you could tell that he's an actor. But
yeah. And I mean, once you know the shot, like, you can see exactly what they're doing with that type of shit, you know? They're playing on your emotions. They're making you think that you're ruining this man's life. Like, if you just believe that there's, if you don't buy the narrative, if you think that there was something up with Sandy Hook, then you're not only, dumb and crazy, but you're a bad person who's ruining this guy with a dead kid's life.
Yeah, they always do the reverse, just like COVID. Like, you're the one who's not wearing the mask. You're putting my grandma at risk. You're putting everybody at risk. And they totally reverse it on you. Like, as soon as the psyop is so intense. It's so intense. It's the same thing like with that Sandy Hook. Like,
it's going to go beyond psyop soon. You're going to not be able to participate in society and commerce, anything, if you're not going along with it. Like,
if you don't
if
get
you're
the
not going along
vaccination, basically.
Exactly, yeah. If you're not going along with the vaccine, then you're fucked. You're not allowed to participate in society.
And they talked about this in like the 90s and stuff, that like, and I think even in the 80s, that people will resist it if we try to do it purely through government. So the key to doing this is through public-private partnerships. That's one reason why they had to lock everything down, to get rid of all the smaller businesses, so that all the big, it's only like Amazon and Walmart and McDonald's that's open, so everybody has to work at the big places. And you might even be working from home and blah blah if you can. And
in Montreal, you know what they did?
It's so they can force you to be like, well, you can't get this job if you don't get if you don't get the shot. If you know, you
Yeah.
won't.
Yeah, soon enough banks are gonna do it too, you know.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bank here. I mean they already do it to fucking political dissidents. So
Yeah.
you know, they test ran it, and you know, enough people didn't make a stink about it. Like everybody in the fucking country should be against that shit. Like even if you are fully on board with the system, you should be like, hey, I don't think that these political dissidents should be, you know, kept out of commerce. Like that's against everything this
ridiculous.
country stands for. But you know, enough people don't say shit or are happy about it because they've been fucking Jewish tricked so hard that they're like, yeah, fuck those alt-righters, fuck those blah blah blahs.
Yeah, like Red Ice can't get a bank account even in their personal
Yeah,
names.
Colette too. He just got his
Yeah,
shit.
Colette
all
too.
fucked up.
Like
Yeah,
nothing.
and so what they do is they're turning citizens against citizens, and that's what they
Yeah.
did in the summertime when they did the mask mandate. What they did was they didn't assign anything like fines or anything. What they did was we're gonna fine the business, not the people. So if you let in people without the mask, then you're gonna get fined, the business, and then the business, they get so scared of getting fined that they actually comply, which is the insanity. But the problem is, if every
They're
single
creating
business
a
said
judiciary class.
yeah, and if they said no, if the businesses said no, then there would be none of this. But none of the businesses are saying no. They're so afraid.
Well, and
Yeah.
the ones that are getting shut down, they're getting arrested. I mean, that Adamson barbecue guy in Toronto,
Well,
they're getting their lives ruined, and so many people are cheering it on. You know what I mean?
well, I think that kind of looked like a psyop to me because the guy, I don't know, it just looked a little
I
bit
mean, I wouldn't be
suspicious.
surprised, honestly.
The reason, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're cool. Go ahead.
So the reason I'm saying that that might not be real is that in Montreal, the first day of the mask, they did a kind of like a show like that. Exactly, one guy went to the Tim Hortons, super Canadian. He goes there and then he gets tackled by a cop without a mask, and then some random girl on Twitter makes it viral. Okay, and then you never hear about him again. That was he arrested or anything?
Yeah,
Nothing.
they have to
Nothing.
test the waters. They have to test people's reactions. You know, see if people are going to go along with it, if they're going to dissent.
And
know, and
normalize it. And
They
normalize
normalized.
it.
They
They
showed
can
like
do it on a mass
Where
scale.
you get used to, okay, you see the shocking thing, and then you never hear about it again, and you just don't think about it.
Yeah, you just
They had
move
to
on with your
normalize
life.
that, right?
Yeah, and it's the same
Yeah.
thing with removing dissidents from banks. Is all right. Let's see what happens. I mean, I don't think that shit's a psyop, but it's the same sort of concept. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, people are not opposing it. This is the problem I have. We can't have one person oppose it. We have to have like, the gyms in Montreal decided, okay, all of the gyms are not going to follow the second wave of lockdowns. And then all of a sudden they said, no, we're not going to follow it. And then 20 gyms got together. And then a week later, they said, we're going to do heavy fines and this and that. And they all said, okay, we're going to close our gyms. So-
Drew on YouTube said he's going through a terrible long distance relationship with his barber. Yeah. Haircuts through Zoom calls don't work out too well.
Yeah, that's the insanity, right? Like, ugh.
That's why you got to be a Chad and cut your own hair.
Right. I just been letting mine grow. I trimmed my beard, but I've been letting my hair
I've
grow.
been cutting my own hair since I was like 15.
With a razor, the electric razor. I guess.
Yeah, man, some clippers and a pair of scissors.
Yeah, so Montreal, that's the problem. Like, I don't understand. Nobody opposes any of it. So then we're just all screwed, all of us. Like, as soon as you say something, you're like, like the bad person. It's just insanity. I mean, I don't know how people are all abiding by these rules, like obedient to. It's just, and then the numbers are stupid. Like we have 145,000 positive cases. Out of that, they never show you the number of recovered. All they show you is the amount of people in hospitals, and you don't know if they're critical or not critical. Then they're gonna show
Yeah.
you the numbers of
And they
testing
got
positive.
every idiot who, I feel kind of sick, so I'm gonna go to the hospital because blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because they got scared from the media, even though like normally it wouldn't be anything you'd even think about going to the hospital for. And,
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter talking about that. I was like, yeah, dude, no, just chill. It's probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not that. You're probably gonna be fine.
Yeah, it was some nurse who said that. Is like, I think they were like, yeah, I just tell them, dude, you're fine. Go home. Like,
You probably have the flu or a fucking GI virus. Just like treat it as such, and
Yeah.
you'll be fine, man. Just don't play into it. Don't go to the fucking hospital. Don't get a COVID test.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Princess was saying people might start saying something when it's too late and they get some adverse reaction or allergies. And yeah, that's the crazy part because, like, what is the reaction rate to the vaccine? Because, like, it's probably worse than the virus that it's supposed to be fucking protecting you from, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot about that.
Yeah.
And when you're constantly washing your hands like a nut job, like you're actually killing the good bacteria, is good, the ones that protect you from the bad bacteria. Like you have to wash your hands obviously when you go to the bathroom, but like when you do it all day repetitively, you're not allowing your body to create that protection. You have to
Yeah.
be exposed to it. It's insanity. It's like the opposite of science. That's what I'm saying. Since 9/11, they were able to impose all of the surveillance, the tapping, the whole. I still remember the shoe guy, the guy with the shoe bomb. And ever since then, you have to fucking remove your shoes. Before that, when you were traveling, did you have to remove your shoes? Did you have to do that kind of level of security checks before going to the
That
and then
level of
people-
humiliation.
Yeah, it's humiliating,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
and then we put up with it. We don't say anything. As soon as like they do one of those events, after those events, they make you become obedient automatically.
Yeah.
Bro, my job wanted to fly me for training to like one state over.
Yeah. There's Jamie.
Was there more to that?
Jamie.
Did
He might have
Jamie
got-
drop?
I'm actually interested in what he's about to
Yeah.
say.
It was them. It was them.
You said too much, Jamie. Mossad came in through his window.
But yeah, after the shoe guy, and there was before the shoe guy, there was another one, right? Like 9/11, and then there was a couple of other terrorists, and then there's the French terrorism, and then there was the Boston bomber.
Yeah, but that was some other weird shit that like. Yeah. Oh, but even before that, there was the the Atlanta Olympic bomber. That was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Anybody
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that one? And they tried
Well, there
to
was
blame it
also
on the,
there was
because
there was
this was
also the
actually
first attack on the World Trade Center too. When the
yeah,
guy
there
blew
was
up
that
bomb
too.
inside the parking garage. Yeah.
There was that too. But the Atlantic Olympic bomber was weird because it was supposed to be in his backpack, and somehow this one particular cop I figured out, like, saw the backpack and was like, "Oh no, get out of here!" Blah blah blah, and like went to grab the backpack and fucking it had the bomb in it and shit, and so they tried to act like he was the one that planted the bomb or whatever, but he wasn't.
Oh yeah, that was what that fucking movie was about. That Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the one that planted. Nobody knows how he knew that the bomb was in there or whatever. And they never caught the bomber because they like built it up that it was this cop. And then it turned out not to be the cop, and then that was that, you know.
Yeah.
So that was some crazy shit. Or maybe they did
Yeah,
catch on.
so I just know that the why I brought up Brother 9/11 is that after that they were able to justify a lot of things that we would have said no to before, and that's what they always do. They always scare the shit out of you, and then they obviously they make you hate a group of people, and then
Yeah.
then they impose what will protect you against that group of people and or those events. So,
And then they try to tell you it's not right to hate that group of people, and that you're an evil person for hating them. Yeah.
Mhm.
and also they tell you like that eventually, you know, you won't have to remove your shoes. But then,
Yeah.
how long has it been that we've been removing our shoes at the security?
Well, and that's a technique. That's a psychological technique to break people down.
Yeah.
You feed them conflicting information and conflicting. So, oh, you're supposed to do this. Oh, you're supposed to do this. And it so much conflicting information that people's minds break down, and it makes them not question anything because they don't know what to think. You know, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's an old psychological trick there.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my laptop just crashed. That was really weird.
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
you the real Jamie, or are you a Mossad agent who's been practicing his voice?
I am the real Jamie. What do you mean?
We're gonna need a foreskin check.
What is
on
that?
that.
Fucking Italian? Are you like a fucking Italian chef now? cooking
No,
the
I'm
meatball
I'm an
and I
American
go to
chef. Actually, an American chef.
Jamie Fren.
We're gonna need a foreskin check.
I don't think the real Jamie would have passed that one either.
So you admit you're not the real Jamie. Yeah, you saw it here.
There's no
folks.
real Jamie.
You saw it here first, folks. Right here on Fren Report Live. Mossad taking our people and replacing them with imposters.
Yeah, so Jamie, we were so intrigued by the airplane, your company sending you to something.
Oh yeah, I was just saying they wanted me to travel via airplane. Like they were very insistent about it for some reason. But you know, I've been I don't know, like I was kind of like half afraid that I'm on some list somewhere. But at the same time, I just didn't want to do it because I didn't want to go through all the bullshit. You know what I mean? I haven't flown, you know, since 9/11. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to do it. I said fuck that. I'll drive.
You haven't flown since 9/11. Wow.
Yeah, no,
No
not a
way.
big traveler. I've been working since I was like 17 and never really taken like a vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
Outside of like a couple days. Been on that grind, bro. And actually, I'd finally gotten like I'd moved up enough in a restaurant to actually like accumulate vacation days. I had 2 weeks saved up. I don't know what I was gonna do with it, you know, but maybe go somewhere. But then we got fucking shut down because of COVID, and I lost it all.
Oh.
Huge gay.
That's the plan.
Jojo in the chat. Hi, I'm Jamie's foreskin. Don't sell me out, bro.
X to doubt. I have my suspicions here.
There never was a real Jamie princess.
What if the real Jamie was the
actually-
friends we made along the way?
Last time I traveled anywhere was I went to Knoxville in January of like 2019, I think, for the this is pretty autistic, but I went down there for the Worski versus Tonkasaw fight that didn't happen.
Nice.
And that's the last trip I'd been on. It was fun.
I'm like the opposite of you, Jamie. Like I traveled 75,000 miles one year just for work. Like
Jesus Christ.
75,000 miles. Yeah, I had all the status, like, you know, when you get to go first, and then.
Bro, I don't even have 75,000 miles on my car. It's an 11-year-old car, and I have 72K on it.
Yeah, I mean, I just love traveling, but it was part of work, so it was like work travel. And when I was living in Vancouver, I did a lot of long distances coming back to the East Coast because most of the decisions get made in the East Coast. But yeah, But I mean, all this to say is I've been in the airport a lot. I've had to remove my shoes a lot. And it's just like, I thought that at one day that they would like remove all these stupidities because there hasn't been any terrorism, like those kind of things that happened post 9/11, you know, like.
I mean, there never was, even at 9/11.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like-
I hear you. Yeah. Okay, point taken.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just like it's very similar, I think, to COVID. They're testing what they can get away with. You know, how much can they humiliate you? What can they take away from you? Like, what will you accept? What will you let them do? You know what I mean? I think that was like the point of all that that post 9/11 security bullshit. Because that, you know, if they had been doing that the whole time, it wouldn't have stopped it. You know, they knew it was going to happen anyway. And they let it so that they could, you know, strip freedoms away from us, fucking listen in on the American population freely, monitor us, all that shit, you know?
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a plan. Well, we've been saying this for like 20 years. Other people have been screaming it since. Like G. Edward Griffin's been talking about this since the 50s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like this is the plan. This is what they're gonna do, and then like you know they didn't have every detail worked out in the 50s, but you know as you know by the time we get into the 90s, they definitely had pretty much the whole plans worked out. You know what I mean? And it's exactly like we said it was gonna be.
Yeah, but I mean, us knowing all this, you know, like, what can we do? Fuck, man, we have this great report. We have Twitter accounts of friends, but I always feel like I need to do something about it, and I always like thinking, what can I do? You know, as an individual contributor, all I can do is like try to wake up people on Twitter, you know, but then they isolate.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's a huge part of it. I think. I think that's like everyone's responsibility is to, you know, make your family and friends aware, talk to people about it, because that's. I mean, you can't really do anything until people know the shot, or at least partially know the shot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You got to get everybody on the same page.
I'm trying to.
Or at least enough people.
Yeah, and I have only one base coworker at work who like he's really cool. He explains things well to the rest of the people who are completely anti-Trump and you know like pro whatever is going on. He's like pro government. You know they should be shutting us down even more, and most of them are like that, except for one guy. And the way he explained it, it was genius. He was like, you know. Kids, you can tell kids what to do, not to do, you know, based on because they're a parent, but you can't tell a society what to do, not to do. They're individual people, you know. I don't know how to explain it. Like he did such a good job of saying you can discipline your kid, you know, or say you're not gonna get this if you behave that way because they're your kid, you know. But can you do that to a society?
Right. Well, and like, it isn't working as easy as they thought it would. For one thing, you're dealing with these really, they think they're the smartest people in the world, but they're not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they treat everybody like they're. Well, one thing about people is, especially those that aren't particularly intelligent, they can't conceive of higher intelligence, you know? Like an old saying,
Yeah,
it's like the old saying, the problem with smart people is they look like crazy people to stupid people.
Yeah. But I think the internet has really been, and especially people like us on the internet, has been the wrench in these plans, and that's why they're so intent on, you know.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of us because we were what they didn't count on, and so it's
absolutely, and we fuck it up, you know. I mean, it's like that bell curve of like the grug on one side and the big brain dude on the other saying, you know, it's the Jews, and then the guy in the middle with the like wall of text coat.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
It's 100% real.
It's so real. I mean,
We need a Grug and Big Brain alliance. You know,
But,
even Rockwell talked about that in White Power. He talks about, or no, not in White Power. It's in one of his shorter essays. I think from Privy Wall to Ivory Tower or something like that. He talks about the Grug and Big Brain alliance.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I mean, just like with Uncle A, like all the shit that he wrote about, you can still see plainly going on today, or like the fruits of those seeds that were planted then.
Yeah, you just adjust it for time, the differences. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But other than that, it's exactly the same.
Unless we wake up more people, I mean, the movement is the movement is a little bit better than it was maybe at the beginning of the lockdown. And like there are a lot of, honestly, I am one of these people who used to be super lefty because I didn't know any better, and then I became like
a lot of us were, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not the only one, but
no, not at all.
As soon as you wake up, you think all of those years I wasted with this lefty garbage, and you like hate yourself for a while. You just hate yourself, and then you hate yourself even more for hating on the folks that were on the right side. And all my life, I work with, like I said, like last time, military. The guys I work with in the sales team, they're all military background. They're all, of course, they were all right. Republican, and obviously they were based, but I didn't understand why they were, and I thought maybe it was just because of money, but it's the opposite. It's like it's not about money, it's about ethics, and it's about not being degenerate.
Yeah, well, I think it's important to have a lot of like ex-libertarian types in our thing, because it's important to know how that thought process works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone who's been like a Republican type their whole life doesn't have the same insight into that mindset as somebody who used to be more libertarian, and even still is kind of on some things at least. Like I have several libertarian friends, like IRL, who agree with me on 99% of things. And they'll tell me, like they can't talk to anybody else in their life honestly about politics because the people will fucking spurg out. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. So
like I got a friend who's a teacher who, comes over to, talk politics and shit with me because he has no other outlet for that in his life. And I think there's a lot of cases like that where you wouldn't really expect to see him. So I think it's really important to find a way to bring this type of shit up with people who are, not quite on our side. You just have to find something that they care about, something that's important to them, and find like a way to. And that's why I mean, if you know how they think, if you've been on that side for part of your life, you know how to sort of ease into it. You know what I mean? And then eventually you can be, talking straight NSDAP talking points with them, and they're like, yeah.
But that's the thing, like I feel like, after the elections, because all of the people at work are into politics. I don't know why, but they're into the American politics, and even though we're all Canadians, right? And then after this last week, I had a talk with one of the guys who was so hating on Trump, and he's Vietnamese, and I was like, I don't know if you know, but the Vietnamese in California love Trump because they hate communism, right? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I have a lot of family there. I'm like, do you realize how California operates? And then I was like, do you realize what's happening right now with the voter fraud? He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, do you realize that there's no more middle class and that they only the Dems only want the rich to be rich, like Amazon, for example? And then, that's how you start to kind of, he's like, yeah, you're right. Like, he's like, oh, they're all about the money when they're like pro-Trump. I'm like, no, they're not all about the money. They want the middle class to shine. It's like, you don't even realize that. So they don't even have the concept. And even myself, I wasn't that much into politics. I just knew that I had to hate certain people or certain viewpoints. That's all they tell you, that you have to hate on certain people, and it's not good. That's how most liberals are. They're all about the hate. So
yeah,
there's a definite like superiority complex with a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I have a
really
very
common.
like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah. Like I have some like libtard type friends from high school who are very much like that. Like they just kind of scoff and wow at me when I don't have the proper reverence for a dead jogger. Um, and it's a weird like superiority thing, you know, where they stop like this one dude particularly kind of just like stopped talking to me after the Ahmed Arbery situation because I didn't have the proper reverence, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's fucking weird, but you know, some people, I don't want to say they're beyond saving or helping or talking to or reaching, but you know, that's kind of, I don't know, the programming works really well on a certain type of people, that type of like midwit who thinks that they're smart. Like there's nothing worse than a midwit who thinks that he's the smart guy.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get that type of attitude from.
My coworker
who was it?
Oh,
I think it was Honkler over here in YouTube. Called it. It was Honkler. The Dunning-Kruger effect, and that's that. They did a big study on it and stuff, and like, it's like people who know a little bit think they know about something, and then you find out more about it. You realize you don't know anything about it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like a bell curve, basically. And, like, the more you know about a subject, unless you're, like, super advanced in it, then you think, you know, if you don't know anything about it, you think you do, you know, and then there's the middle who know enough to know that they don't know.
Yeah.
At least if you admit you don't know, it's a little bit better. But what was awful is my coworker is a white ex-military, and he used to play basketball, and his friends obviously are a lot of black people, and he goes, ever since the George Floyd incident, they don't want to talk to me because I didn't have the same opinion, you know, about the Floyd incident. Like the guy got a gold casket, like multiple funerals during.
Oh my god!
He's like one of the like worst scumbags that ever lived. But Ray joined the chat.
He's like a
Ray joined the chat. So hey, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
What up, Ray?
He held a gun up to a pregnant woman's belly.
What? Yeah, and that's that was a huge humiliation ritual where this fucking scumbag criminal gets multiple funerals while your grandma,
but you
can't have a funeral for your dead grandma.
And they use the worst people for that on purpose.
On purpose.
Yes.
Like you're literally defending someone who holds a female to gunpoint, a pregnant woman, like Johnny just said.
Yeah.
And the other guy too. They're all
not just at gunpoint, like at the belly, so like it kills the fucking baby too.
Yeah, insanity. Yeah. And the guy's a porn star. They release all these like tapes of him, like he's a porn star. And then the other guy.
Well, star is a bit of a strong word.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the other guy who got shot, who went into, I think it was raping his ex, and then the girl had a Twitter account. Then they suspended her account for saying, why y'all defending him when he tried to, grab my whatever, and then they suspended her account. It's insanity, right? Like,
yeah.
Aren't they supposed to be defenders of like the hashtag Me Too and
all that stuff? It's only when it's useful as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. And all the Hollywood stuff is the abuse and all the shit that went on there. They ignore everything except for what they could kind of use for a little bit of celebrity power and a little media attention to point the finger once again at white males.
Yeah,
because that's the target, right? So, like the Weinstein thing, there's not there's only abuse in Hollywood as far as it goes. White men attacking.
No, well, there's Cosby.
Because they call Weinstein white.
No, but Weinstein is legit bad. But there was also Bill Cosby. So
he's also not white. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, Weinstein
But
is
even-
Jew.
Almost none of them were. Like
They're-
something like 75% of the Me Too accusees
Yeah.
were Jays.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's probably why they had to.
All
You
the
know,
real ones,
kinda
all the
shut it
real ones,
down.
all the made up ones were white men, and it's not that white men aren't. There's not shitty white men. There's
Yeah, not like we
Way
never
too many.
doing
Way
anything,
too many of
but like,
Yeah, and I mean,
No,
I think the
the-
ones in Hollywood are mostly Shaboskoys anyway, so they might as fucking well be Jays.
yeah.
no, but I mean like all these
What was his
Made up
name? That
stories
was in
that-
like
that-
House of Cards.
Oh, Spacey, yeah,
Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
degenerate homosexual.
He's a white one, isn't he? So
Yes, yeah, I do
Yeah.
not think that he's
But
Jewish.
he's gay too, so
but
Yeah.
they
once
always
again,
have
right.
something.
once again they're not like
Gays
it's
are
not
not allowed
pounded
to
in the
have those
media. It's not pounded in the media every day. You know, the abuse and child abuse and all this shit in Hollywood. It's they hit the news a little bit, but I mean, there were a couple of guys who came out. There was that weird little dude came out with a video where he was accusing the Hollywood establishment of
which one?
running and
Corey Feldman.
promoting. No,
You gotta
like
be
he did.
fucking
He
kidding me,
did
no
too.
fucking parking.
No, but that weird little guy, the Hobbit guy,
Oh,
buggy eyes.
yeah,
Elijah Wood.
he played
Elijah
Wood.
Wood, yeah.
Yeah, he came out
What
with,
a
like,
name,
some-
Elijah Wood. Yeah,
Mm.
go on.
Speaking of porn stars, it sounded like a porn star's name.
It
Yeah.
does.
When I was in high school, people used to always tell me that I looked like Elijah Wood,
Oh, seriously?
and I hated it.
That's fighting words.
Exactly. I said, shut the fuck up.
Well, we don't know what you look like, other than apparently your chin's awesome. So
Hey, goddamn
Hey,
right, bro.
Very, very manly chin. Very manly
Got a
chin.
nice haircut too. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn,
Yeah, it was swell, dude. Fine
the bowl
haircut.
cut,
Fine manly
bud.
haircut. Fine manly haircut. Sorry, just teased you, buddy.
but yeah, I know Elijah Wood used to say that like his parents never let him go out to the parties and shit,
Hmm.
like the Hollywood
damn it.
parties,
Yep.
and like that's why he didn't get molested.
hmm
Yep.
Yeah, like Drew Barrymore was like, because like
Yeah.
she was in ET when she was 5, and then grew up in that whole scene, and like she was,
Yeah, doing Blow when she was like 13 years old.
yeah,
Yep. Did you guys watch the Buddha?
Mouthy
he has a
Buddha.
Yeah, Mouthy Buddha's videos. They're so disturbing. But he does such a good quality, like his.
Yeah, no, he did a really good job. He used to be like a CivNet cuck type, I think, back in like 2015 or 16. And I hadn't heard of him since. And then, somebody told me, like, hey, you got to check these fucking. Actually, a normie friend of mine was like, you got to check this guy's videos out.
Yeah, they're.
And
so,
I was pleasantly surprised and impressed.
oh yeah,
Mouthy Buddha.
yeah. Old man Hunkler was bringing up Isaac Cappy, who he was a J, but I actually had a friend that knew him, that she ended up supposedly killing herself. And that's a whole nother story that I'll get
Oh,
into
what the
someday.
fuck?
But and it was like 6 months after he died.
Ooh.
Yeah. And after his supposed suicide.
Yeah, that whole story was just like, I mean, they had to memory hold that shit because it was
Yeah.
pretty goddamn blatant.
Yeah, and she was one of the biggest ones talking about that at the time, and she was having some crazy shit happening. And well, you might have heard of her. Why is her name escaping me right now?
I don't know who this guy is.
Tracy Twyman. She was a friend of mine. And I did some work for her and stuff. And yeah, supposedly she killed herself about 2 years ago now. It was right after Cappy, like 6 months after Cappy. And it was some crazy shit there.
Yeah, that whole situation was fucking wild.
Yeah.
His videos were like very.
Do you remember his Dead Man Switch? The video that
Yeah.
was released on his death of those like little girls in that weird, like, ceremonial looking room. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah.
It looked like
Yeah, it was
like a bathhouse.
bathhouse maybe, and they were just like taking the water and the pictures and like there's some weird shit.
Bro, that was fucking terrifying. Like, you could just feel like that there was something deeply, deeply wrong with that video,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were just dismissing it, like, oh, it's probably something for a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do people dismiss that and not want to go and shoot like
Because
adults?
I think a lot of people don't want to believe it, and then at the same time, it goes back to what we were talking about with the they don't want to be considered like a crazy person. They don't want to be shamed publicly for believing the same thing as those crazies on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I finally went to I like Iranian food, believe it or not. Persian food is really, anyway, you don't have to like it, but I went there and I've known these guys, the family owners, for 20 years, and I hadn't been in a long time since I moved back to Montreal. I go and he's not wearing a mask, he's smoking in his restaurant, and I'm like, can I just remove my mask? He's like, of course. So we sit down, no social distancing, nothing, and I'm like, yeah, talking to him, and he's like, yeah, me too. I love Trump. And then this old lady comes. He goes, I hate these people. You're brainwashed. Don't let him brainwash this. Me and him were like laughing, And he's the first person I found in the Montreal that is like he's sitting down in his restaurant. He doesn't wear a mask, pro-Trump, and he's just like smoking in his restaurant indoors, like nothing. And I was like, this guy's fucking badass. He's like ex-military, of course. But all this to say is that I sat down with him even after I got my order. I just sat down with him just to chat with the guy, because it's so nice and refreshing to have someone like that.
Yeah.
It's so rare to be able to have a real conversation nowadays.
Yeah, and we were
Right.
just discussing everything, like all the politics, and he's from Iran, so he obviously, people who are from Iran who move to Canada or wherever, they hate the Ayatollahs, they hate the Muslim religion, they're anti all of that, so it's
Why they left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they leave.
If it was so great, they would have stayed. Yeah.
Yeah, they hate that.
Oh, you know
shit.
what? You know what's funny? I went to school with an Iranian guy, and he would get mad if you said he was Iranian.
Really?
Exactly.
He was
It's like-
Persian.
No, I'm
He was
Canadian.
Persian.
Oh, Persian. Okay.
Yeah, Persian, because
Oh yeah.
Persia versus Iran, or the old religion in Iran was a pagan one. It was like fire worshippers, but they still rather be associated with that than to be associated with like the Muslim religion, because it's so oppressive
Yeah.
in there. So, but anyway, I found a based guy in Montreal to like just have a chat with. It's so refreshing. It feels so good. You get giddy. Like, oh, someone who knows who understands what's going on.
Well, when I had a coworker finally start kind of getting woken up to the world around him, he's still a little like, he's not as radical as I am by any means, but he's the guy who like runs across the shop to tell me what's new in the Trump election, or what CNN is saying now, or this type of shit. She's like, oh my god, you're not gonna believe this. I'm like, I already know, dude, but tell me. I didn't really talk to any of my coworkers other than like, how's the weather type shit for like fucking 4 years, because I had nothing to talk to them about. They're
Yeah.
sitting around talking about
Yeah.
fucking Netflix series and fucking TV shows and fucking nothing. Like nothing.
Like, oh yeah, did you
Nothing.
watch this Netflix series? Like, no.
No.
I go,
Yeah.
I don't watch fucking.
much. Yeah, I don't watch media
know?
like that. Like, oh, did you see this movie? No. How about that weather we've been having?
I don't know how people watch Netflix anymore. Like all of their the board is filled up by Susan Rice, I think, and like all the Obama, like ex-Obama
Yeah.
admin.
Honestly-
they're
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Netflix is. Sorry.
Sorry.
Netflix
Sorry
is
about that.
Netflix is a degenerate propaganda machine, right? Like that's all it is. But I was just gonna say, I wouldn't have watched TV for the past 20 years, except when I was married. My ex liked watching TV shows, so we watch, whatever. But we used to sit there and make fun of how stupid the TV shows were. And as she kind of, my ex had to change. This is a couple of years before we ended up getting splitting up. But she turned into one of the fucking normies. And she was like watching her TV shows and talking about TV shows with her friends. I was just like, fuck, like I can't talk to you anymore.
Wow. Yeah, well, I want to think that most people are the opposite, you know, like waking up as opposed to going back to sleep.
Yeah. Well,
It
waking
is
up is
slowly, actually,
Yeah.
like
it's happening.
Yeah, it is happening slowly.
It's funny.
They want to make you feel isolated, and
Yes.
Yeah.
and so few people will actually talk about it in real life because of that, you know. But that's why, like, you know, since I don't leave the house much, and almost everybody I talk to kind of knows some of this stuff already and shit. So, like, most of the people I talk to on a day-to-day basis know this shit. But then, like, I forget most people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as you talk about conspiracy, like the guy was saying at the restaurant yesterday, he's like, they think you're crazy. He goes, I haven't told that many people that I support Trump. I'm like, you should. I'm like, I tell everybody. Like, I tell everybody at work. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Right. Instead of this, before I threw a fucking, I'm in Canada. I threw a fucking Trump bumper sticker on Trump Pence bumper sticker for 2016. I mean, half of that was shit posting, to be honest. But I was like, everybody is just fucking like, you know, flipping out and just eating up the fucking media narrative. And it was like my kind of fuck you to them. But
Fuck a me?
You know,
no, fuck a you.
yeah.
Was that a Chinese accent?
It's funny. I got a buddy. Actually, I haven't talked to him in a couple of months. Got to fucking call this guy up, get him over for some beers. But he's really lefty. He doesn't like it when I call him a commie, but he is. But he's half Serbian, born in Canada, mind you. But he grew up with a Serbian father who has that Yugoslavian communist upbringing.
Yeah.
So his communism is not. And once again, if I call him a commie, he gets mad. But his kind of leftism is not the modern leftism. And he's one of the few people that I can have candid conversations with where we're both kind of like, yeah, these fucking, you know, globo homo elites are trying to fucking destroy society and destroy the world. And we're on the same fucking page.
Well,
We're politically coming from different sides. He's smart and he sees it, you know.
and I'm in Bulgaria, so, like, I can kind of speak on that tip, you know? That, like,
Yeah.
the people here, like, they do say, oh, there was some benefits to communism. Like, everybody had a job. You didn't have to worry about how you were going to pay your bills and all that good shit. Everybody had everything they needed, you know? But you couldn't say anything bitching about the government or you'd disappear.
Yeah.
You know? So...
Hey, I don't want to interrupt, but I am going to interrupt. But apparently, Siren looks like Wayne Gretzky, and his handle should be the great one.
Well, all Canadians look the same, so, you know.
That's true. That's true.
And we apparently all sound the same too, because
No,
I sound like Tom Green apparently.
Yeah, I had to
You
interrupt
sound
you guys.
exactly like Tom Green.
Yeah, you sound like People's Populist Press.
I had to
These are
interrupt
all
you guys.
sound the
you know what he sounds like? Terrence and Phillip from
Let
South
Walrus
Park.
talk.
I had to interrupt you guys earlier because you guys were going to get in a Canadian feedback loop where you're like, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
We were really literally getting
Hey,
into the I'm
Walrus, pull my
sorry.
finger.
I am the one who is sorry.
Oh, so
Terrence and
sorry.
Phillip episode. Oh my goodness. No, but I mean, in Montreal, we don't say what's it about or
Yeah.
a.
Well, yeah, because you speak French, but
Yeah, well, the English.
You say tabarnak and voyons la esti calice.
Yeah, we do say that.
It's like, I'm not your friend, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy.
Yeah.
I'm not your guy
Pat-
friend.
Look, hands
It's like, I'm not your friend.
He's like, hands look like hockey sticks. This is JoJo is hilarious. Earlier he was like, I'm Jamie's foreskin.
Is that the same JoJo that was on YouTube earlier?
I don't know, but and then he was
I don't know.
like, why'd you
It's spelled
why'd
different
you
over
get
here.
rid
I
of
love
me?
seeing I love seeing him come over to D-Live from YouTube.
Right.
It's more fun in this chat.
JoJo's like,
I think I'm going to try to set it up sometime over the next few days so we can stream on Bitwave too. Because that'll be interesting.
Is that a free speech platform or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think you can pretty much do whatever
When
on
I used
there.
to do my show before, I did it only on Bitwave. And you can say literally whatever you want.
Sweet.
Oh, okay. Well, like stuff like I'm not your foreskin, buddy. Rip my foreskin.
I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. That's pushing it a little bit. All right. I know it's just for jokes, but come on now. Like, that's pushing it.
Here we have a guy who was
Should've-
talking about like was literally peeing in his pee cup. So
We've
Of
offended
course,
Johnny
Zara.
twice today.
That's a natural. Are you being ableist because are you being classist because I have to have a blue collar job to survive? Like you get to live high on the hog in
no,
Silicon Valley.
I had
Yes.
a blue collar
Yes.
job in the summer.
Plebe.
See, I work at the butcher shop. I was cutting the. I wanted to
Based.
sound like
Cut me the foreskins up.
I don't want it to sound like
Killed
too
animals. You
juicy,
butchered
but
animals.
She worked in the
Oh,
oil
God.
shop.
Oh my god.
I cut the charcuterie, the what do you call it, the cold cuts. So I did that in the summer because I didn't want
Please.
I
Say that
didn't
again?
want the government
Charcuterie.
no charcuterie. So
Charcuterie.
I didn't want the government aid, so I was like, I'm just gonna do that while I wait for my engineering job. So I literally worked with like 20-year-old, like awful, ungrateful kids at the fresh like the farmers market. So
Isn't everybody who's younger than us terrible? It's
the
awful.
20-year-olds are the worst, man.
Oh god, yeah, like these 23-year-old truck
Fucking
drivers driving
Zoomers.
around.
Fucking
Farting in-
Zoomers.
farting in
Fucking
the seats.
millennials.
Whoa, hey, now let's not get carried away here, guys.
Sometimes, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I feel like I probably like went to bed one night and went into a coma, and like my whole and like for like 10 years, like I'm actually 33, and for like 10 years my family was like, no, you're 23, you're 20, like some big Zionist lie to like make me think I'm younger than
That's
I
the
am.
real
was
big
So I
lie.
can't identify with millennials.
Zionist line.
I was born in 1987, not 1997.
It was them.
Fuckers.
Dankasha is like, don't fuck up around her or she'll cut you.
Sure, right? Honkler said fleshlights and foreskin are just too much for Johnny.
Yeah.
Some
Nuking-
things you
man.
just don't
Nuking-
talk about.
Nuking the
He
entire
has
planet.
his limits.
Yeah,
That's
man.
okay. Nuking the entire planet, that's cool. But let's keep it
Well,
fucking
the
clean,
entire
boys.
planet's mostly white anyway. I mean, come on now.
What?
I
Wish.
don't know. I'm just making a...
It's like 20-year-old Zoomers grunting into
Yeah,
the
I wish, right?
microphones.
23-year-old boomer.
Oh, anyway,
Worst
about that.
takes is like, I'm 9, what is this? We're gonna have to put age restrictions on these shows here.
Fucking 9-year-olds coming in. We're getting PewDiePie's fucking audience.
Oh, YouTube, what
Sorry,
you-
son, but this is not appropriate for you. You're gonna have to turn off this
Yeah.
and turn on the Care Bears.
No. Let them listen. The younger, the better. We can get them fucking indoctrinated on our fucking the way the world works.
He'll
Well,
be
that's why
nuking
we're
every
not-
country in the
Son,
world
listen
in
here.
no time.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're not trying to.
Yeah.
That's
Listen,
the
son.
point, Johnny. We're not trying to indoctrinate anybody. We're trying to.
No, not
wake
indoctrinate.
people
You know
up.
what I meant. You know, wake them
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean. They fucked with my vocabulary. Can you blame me? Fucking
trained to-
Jews.
We're
Fucking
trying
Jews.
to de-indoctrinate them.
Yeah,
Yes.
deprogram.
Yeah, that's it. Wake them up. Fuck.
Wake
Well, I
them
just
up.
fucked up our whole operation. Now everyone thinks we're trying to indoctrinate people. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, I'm all for getting a massive army of brainwashed morons to do my dirty work for me. The way I'm gonna take over the world.
Child armies are fucking based. It's better to have a child army than a child orgy.
Oh,
Jojo,
Answer that
Jojo.
wisely.
yeah,
Answer that wisely.
yeah.
Are you defending child orgies? Are you defending child orgies?
There's no such thing.
I will
Come
have
on.
my child army before I have a child orgy.
Speaking of
better.
orgies, did you see that Hungarian guy who
Yeah.
Yeah, we
like got
talked about
caught
it.
fleeing? Oh, you did?
Yeah, we
Okay, I
talked
must have
about it
missed
the day it
that.
came out.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
Amy still hasn't answered the question, by the way.
What
that?
question?
Whether or not.
Don't say child
orgies are
orgies
better than
again.
child
Don't say it
Yeah,
again.
just don't say that. Those
Child
two words
O words?
together.
Child
ever
O
again.
words?
Neither are allowed.
No, neither.
Anybody who
Yeah,
promotes
in
either
the
gets the
state, we
rope.
will have neither.
Anybody who promotes either of those gets the rope.
Princess is like it's a
Ropes for all.
What
Not
about
that kind of
children
ropes,
walking
Johnny.
around with AR?
Johnny.
The idea of God damn it, let me finish. You don't think children walking around with AR-15 isn't like one of the most American things ever?
What?
Children should be able to carry their AR-15s.
That doesn't mean that they're in an army.
Children,
No.
children
Yeah, they
should
are.
be children. Children should be allowed to be children.
Yes.
Go rafting and fishing and
Yeah,
play some
like
football, some
children
soccer,
stuff, dude.
baseball.
Yeah, I don't think they should
read
be in an
stupid fucking
army.
Comics.
Guerrilla warfare, maybe, but not an army.
I mean, they can play
Yeah,
Transformers.
maybe like a scout type group where they
Yeah.
yeah,
They could fit in the places that
Just a
adults
small
can't.
elite
They can go down
team.
the tunnels and
yeah, we can just
Yeah.
use midgets for that.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
just use midgets
Team
for that.
60-year-olds.
We could yeah, we could dig a bunch of fucking rat tunnels all over the fucking country and just have the children go in there.
No, that's what midgets are for. Come on.
Look,
Oh, the midgets, they can't use their fucking legs right. Come on now.
Yeah, they can crawl really quickly. Have you
their
ever seen
trigger
those little
fingers
fuckers
are
go?
all stubby.
Yeah.
Okay. Jojo's saying child army are based, but they need their foreskin.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't
They need their
four
foreskin.
fucking kids foreskins. I can't, like, dude, I've seen so many fucking traumatized fucking guys, particularly since I've fucking been on Twitter, they're like crying about this shit. I don't know because I still have mine. But it's fucking horrifying. There's all these people with all, they're just like, I can never get it back. What the fuck? Why'd they steal this from me? And I mean,
Seal tips.
I'm not even fucking joking, dude.
Okay, I will say this. Circumcision is bad all across the board. But you got to admit, men don't have it as bad as women when it comes to circumcision. I mean,
Well, there's female
Right?
circumcision,
Like-
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, I know,
He's
no, I
saying,
know,
He's
that's
saying
what
it's
I'm saying.
worse
he's
That's
for
what I'm
women.
saying.
agreeing with you,
that's
basically.
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
guys
what
are
I'm-
arguing
I'm-
the same
yeah, that's
point.
what I'm saying is it's they're just cutting a piece of skin off the penis, whereas opposed it'd just be like cutting the penis off entirely.
Yeah.
Both are bad. Male and female circumcision are bad, period, because you
Yeah.
shouldn't be removing
Well, it's
parts of people's
mutilation.
bodies without their consent.
You should be removing
Yeah,
them
it's
with their
mutilation.
consent unless it's gonna fucking kill them.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I don't know how.
I'd
you
like to
can
get
die
my
from your
fucking. I'd like to
foreskin.
get my ears cut off. Fuck you. You gotta
It's
keep.
mutilation.
I'm
It's
not
mutilation.
fucking. I'm not allowing it.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
I haven't
goodness.
had my foreskin
Yeah.
since I was probably about a day or two old. So
F.
yeah.
Yeah, no, my
F.
son's not going to be circumcised when I have one.
What?
F.
I
Yeah.
said my son is
Oh,
not
fuck,
going to be
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
circumcised.
You know, his son's gonna be based, okay, guys.
F for the foreskin.
My daughter, however, that's a different
Murray.
story.
Oh.
My daughter's penis is getting
Jesus.
circumcised.
Well, how else are we going to stop the e-girls? How are we going to stop them from starting an OnlyFans?
Raise them right
Damn it.
and be a
Raise
good
them
father.
right. Yeah, you can do
I
it.
know.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
joking, by the way. Mutilation's
Yeah.
bad.
And by raise them right, I mean lock them in
I
the
think
basement.
anyone-
Don't let anyone talk to them for at least 20 years.
Yeah,
So,
not going to date until she's 30.
8.
Even then, you're just dating. You're just dating. You're not getting married.
Lock her in the basement with the Bible.
Well, you get married
Slide
when you're
dinners
50.
under the door.
Yeah, well, no, that's disturbing.
I'm joking.
no dinner for you.
That's a little too much fun. We live in a free country. You remember, Air Raid, we're not in Canada where you don't have any freedom. We live in America.
This reminds
America.
me
Fuck yeah.
Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle episode of when they end up in the basement.
Yeah.
It wasn't an episode of a show. It was a fucking movie.
The movie, sorry. The Harold and Kumar, the first one. Not the Guantanamo Bay one.
That episode of that movie?
Sorry, the movie.
Well, episode has more than one meaning, Johnny.
I know.
And she's translating from.
Johnny's having an episode right now.
Oh my goodness, Princess is saying, "Don't let your daughter."
I'm gonna push the button. We're gonna start talking about Duke and the Jews again.
Hey, there we go. Exactly.
No more foreskin talk. Okay.
Uncle Johnny's got alcohol in his breath and Jews and nukes on the mind. Don't get him started.
Uncle Johnny. Oh, that doesn't sound appealing.
Hey, baby, come over here to Uncle Johnny. Want some whiskey?
Oh, they've tried to get rid of
Talk
that.
about nuking the world.
Yeah, that sounds like the uncle that. That sounds like the uncle that's like a womanizer, but he's not a pedophile.
They mostly got rid of the
he's
Ruby
he's
video.
the uncle that'll give you like a stack of Playboys.
What is this Ruby
All right,
video
come on,
you're
man. What
talking
I'm saying is more
What
important.
happened?
What is this Ruby video? What are you talking
What happened?
That was in Georgia. Here, I'll put it up. I got a clip of it.
Yeah. You
From
need to
Twitter.
do more of that Gilbert Godfrey.
They removed it off of.
I don't feel like it right now.
I want to watch this Ruby, the blank ballot. What is it? The Ruby
blank ballot signatures, I think.
Is that the one with the same blonde-haired black lady?
I think it's a different jogger.
One of the most biggest abominations is blonde hair on a black person.
There's one with that same lady who was the one who put the suitcases and then pulled them out. And she has a box of ballots.
I think that's this one.
Yeah,
but I don't know because I haven't watched it yet.
Videotape it yourself. Okay. Yeah, I could do get some more eggnog. So I'll be back in a second, anyways.
Ready to work.
Oh, eggnog based.
Ready to
Bro,
work.
eggnog
Chad,
is
some
the
fucking
worst.
eggnog
I'm
right
trying
now.
to play the video here, guys.
Yeah, play it.
Ready to work. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Okay, don't say nothing. Listen, look.
Ooga booga.
Is it playing? Is it there? Are we there yet?
Yes, it's playing.
Okay. So that's what's going on in Fulton County. Fulton
Why don't I see it?
Sir, can I have some work? It's been 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's all you give me.
I'm going to give you but 5. I come to work, y'all, and they talk about me. Oh, they talk about me. I don't care.
Shit.
Because I told them I didn't want to work. Oh, Dion, thank you. Thank you, love. When I didn't want to work, I took off for 10 days. Now I'm back at work. Give me some work.
Oh shit, we're having pizza tonight, boys. There's a Godfathers that this fucking loves I'm about
Thank
to
you,
pull
sir.
into.
Can I
you
get
gonna
through
get-
this damn 2-minute video, please?
Yeah.
Can you send me the link to the video? Because I don't see it.
You just get started over.
I'll put it in the D Live. It was playing on D Live. You didn't see it? You're not watching it there?
Oh, you know what? It wasn't playing. Yeah, it was just the chat.
Right. Maybe I can finish it this time.
Give me, oh, you just give me one. God bless you real good. Thank
I
you.
want to give you 2. I ain't trying to overwork you.
Overwork. Ain't no such thing. I'm going to be here till 7 o'clock. Okay. Y'all see all this I got to do? I got to do all this. Enter all these absentee now.
Don't mind Miss Ruby.
Whatever, no.
She's slacking.
I know you ain't talking to me, and you the one just giving me some work. Oh my God. That's all right. I'll charge it to you head and heart.
Charge it to the game.
No, I'm gonna charge it to your head and your heart. You don't know about. Hey, Sister Baldwin. Hey, everybody. Y'all see my name on my screen? Oh, I'm enjoying my work. I'm enjoying my work. Well, I got a sign today, huh? I ain't signed yesterday.
Oh, damn it. That wasn't the best part of it, I guess. Alright, well, that was a fucking waste of time.
Okay, what was that? What is that? What happened?
She was doing something with the ballots there, and that's what I was trying to figure out.
She's all alone in this little cubicle with boxes of ballots.
Okay, so did she do
And-
something with them?
Okay, have fun, the better one home.
Oh, okay.
Alright, there's a bunch of jogger talk there, so.
Hey, what the? I don't want to seem like I'm a little bit dumb, but what is this jogger reference?
It's from Ahmaud Arbery. He was just going for a jog.
Oh.
It's weird for us not to get banned.
He was a good boy. He was just jogging
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his Timberlakes.
stolen work boots.
And hammer.
He
So
was
this
just,
is the dude that went into like an empty house and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is the same video I just watched, isn't it? I think. Here, I'll find him. What the fuck?
My D Live is not working at all.
Back.
Like
Ready to work.
down.
I'm gonna let y'all see this. Okay, don't say nothing. Listen, look.
Don't say nothing, but I'm on Facebook. Oh, okay, so that's what it was because she was like, I'm gonna have to sign today because they're ballot stuffing.
Well, wait, no, it's not the same girl. The other girl was blonde. Sorry.
Yeah, no, this one's different. And she was like showing all the ballots they had. She's like, oh, I took 10 days off, but I'm ready to work. I got to sign today. Basically saying she has to sign the ballots and shit. You know, they were filling out ballots. That's what she was doing. But you got to decipher the jogger talk, but yeah.
Why are they filming themselves? Is the
She's
question.
not supposed to. That's what she said at the beginning of the thing. I ain't supposed to be showing y'all this, but don't tell anybody, okay?
So fucking stupid. Just cannot help herself.
Yeah, she live streamed
insane.
herself rigging the election.
She's fighting to power, y'all.
Facebook removed
Oh,
Yeah, I was trying to find the whole video because there were more, and Facebook removed the video, the whole stream, the replay of the stream or whatever.
of course they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why
Sorry,
would they? Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh.
Why would they remove it if like? I mean, I am innocent. It's like, why would they remove it if it's like one of theirs?
Oh, she was one of the ones. She was the one that was working with the one with the blonde braids. That was here's from the Gateway Pundit. Breaking: Crooked Georgia election supervisor film pulling out suitcases ballot from beneath the table is identified It's Ruby's daughter. Oh, that was that woman's daughter that was doing it.
Oh,
Wandrea.
Oh, fucking shut up! No.
Wandrea, but they call her Shay.
Wandrea.
Was her last name Freeman, or was I imagining that?
The mom's name
screen
is
there?
Ruby Freeman. The daughter's name is Wandrea Shay Moss.
Hey,
So.
you know what? They can name their kids whatever the fuck they want, but really, like, what the fuck, dude?
Andrea.
Wandrea.
It's like, oh, you know what? I want to name my son Sean. No. We can't just name him Sean. We got to name him Deshaun.
Deshaun, LaShawn, Quashawn.
Like, it's fuck, dude. Well, whatever. You know, I'm not even criticizing that so much. I'm just saying I don't fucking get it.
You see,
The
my name
funniest
is
part
Dante, so I'm gonna name all my kid with a D name, so it's gonna be the Tyrone.
Devontae.
Tyrante.
Taronte.
It's funny that it's all like
Darnisha.
it's all like negro-sized
Erica.
versions of white names.
Yeah.
We're gonna take them
dude.
white names and paint them black.
When when we were gonna have my first kid, my daughter, we got a baby name book, and it had all those names in it. It was Jogger American names in it, and so like underneath each name, it would have like, you know, where it comes from, what it means, whatever. So like Michael would be, you know, the biblical stuff and whatever, and this is what it means. And then Sean, and it's an Irish origin, and blah blah blah. And then it'd be like Dishaquinisha, and it would just say American. And then you go
Oh
through.
my God, this one. So let me back up here a bit. Yeah, Trump's legal team early on Thursday, Christina Layla reported on the explosive video that was revealed during the Georgia ballot. Blah blah blah. So this jogger in the purple shirt here that was seen pulling the ballots out and shit, and they identified her because she had a purse. Her purse had her fucking had her business name on it. She got it from like Vistaprint or something, you know, one of them. So had her business name on it. La Ruby's Unique Treasures. Oh, her name is Ruby Freeman, and she made the mistake of advertising her purse on her desk the same night she was involved in voter fraud on a massive scale. Her t-shirt says Lady Ruby, and her purse says La Ruby, which is her company.
La
Her company
Ruby.
is called La Ruby's Unique Treasures. It's on her LinkedIn page. Ruby's purse was a hit, and several fans wrote her on her LinkedIn page after they saw her on her purse on TV. They then commented on her LinkedIn page. Ruby Freeman still has an active Facebook page as of 11 p.m. on Thursday night. On her page, Ruby Freeman brags about her Shay being her supervisor. It is clear from a video that was released. That's that video we just watched. That Shay and Ruby are very close. Here's a few entries from Ruby's Facebook page. Breaker 19, Lady Ruby on the air. Watch out for President-elect Joe Biden coming at you from all channels. I can't even. She's trying to talk like a trucker.
Ugh, disgusting.
Mossad keeps trying to kick me out of the fucking Zoom call. Fucking Jewish bastards.
It's not Mossad.
Oh my goodness.
How do you know, Jamie?
Ruby made a post on
It's not the real
Facebook
Jamie.
on November 3rd. Look at my baby giving that
Oh,
look
yeah.
to the employees. Mommy is so proud of you. Supervisor of registration.
Ugh.
I'm supervising his shit.
Wandrea
We just supervise. We was supervisors.
We was supervisors and shit. Shit.
I got to say that right when I'm taking this up. Jesus.
That's what earlier Princess was saying. He goes, I can't watch this show and eat at the same time.
Shit.
She came in at the time when we were talking about like JoJo came on. Anyway.
Oh yeah. When we were talking about boofing, Murray, you missed some hot boof talk, brother.
Jesus.
I
actually were going on
learned
about
so
that.
much. Like I learned so much today, guys. I learned about joggers, about
I thought we.
movie.
That's the beauty of the Fren report. Is you always learn something new.
Oh, here's some more. Here's some more video
and
from
shite,
her. Let me throw
and
this
shite.
up. There's some more video of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw some different stuff. So I'm like, okay, we'll check it out. See what this.
The same jogger or a different jogger?
Same jogger. I think it's.
Can't even tell. Can't even tell.
I think it's
I'm
just a
able to put
different
it-
clip of the same video. Like different parts of it, you know.
Yeah, you can never delete anything that's on the interwebs. I mean,
You said she live
What the
streamed
fuck?
it, right?
was someone
Yeah,
take-
yeah.
yeah.
Why
Sorry, yeah,
is it
she
not?
was live. She was live stream. I don't know who she was where she was live streaming that, but
Facebook, right?
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
I
It
said
was
Facebook.
TikTok. Sorry, it was TikTok. TikTok?
Try this again because it didn't work for some reason.
it's crazy. It's not just because of
That was on Facebook.
They're-
She was streaming it. Y'all don't tell anybody.
yeah.
Just live streaming it on the biggest fucking website in the goddamn world. But don't tell
It's our
nobody,
little
y'all.
secret.
It's all this here. I'm gonna show y'all. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, Zara. Wait till you get all the lingo down.
But it's just their skin color.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's
Just-
see what
just-
Nothing to do with behavior.
let's see what she has to say here.
One
Oh,
race, the human race.
What's up, Murray?
She's wearing
up, Murray?
like the mask like below her
Oi.
nose. What is that?
Let me I don't know. Let's listen to what she's saying.
Oh my God. I want to turn around. Hey, everybody. Yeah, you know, I just got back yesterday after 10 days and I had just got tested. Hold on. Baby girl, you okay? Breathe. Sniff. You don't need no asthma pump. You okay, baby? The voters registration, yeah, they had a scare. Hey, they had a scare at the warehouse, so we all had to get tested again. Yeah, so we getting tested for COVID, and I got 50 million ballots. Y'all know I work 7 days a week, 12 to 13 hours a day with my other baby girl. I don't see her. You know, I got little baby girls out here. I have to. Oh, Keisha. I ain't got but two out here. She handling like a champ. Okay. I love you, sweetie. See you. Okay, yeah. So, time to go back to work. Get the ballots done. Oh, my God. It's not that bad. It is that bad, though. Don't let your nostrils be dry. Because you will burn up. Hey, Zara. Hey. Yeah, so we're here. Voters registration and election. Fulton County, downtown ATL. Yeah. So yeah, I got here at 5:45. I'll leave about 7 or 8. Hey, Dion. Oh, you know, right. Well, see, we are, right, thank you. When you get the testing, you have to move it from your nose. And then after the testing, you got to be able to breathe. I mean, because this, okay, I get my little steps in, so I'm going to get the steps. Oh, my God. Yeah, they say this self-test, and I said, oh no, not for me. I'm in the wrong line then. No, I definitely can't do it by myself. Really? Stick that thing in your nose and twirl it
Yeah, I
3
was just
times.
about to
That ain't
say.
gonna happen.
Talking about, I got 50 million ballots. Is this the same video? Looks like it.
Don't let your nostrils be dry.
I am just continually thunderstruck at the masks.
Right?
The inability for them to like put the mask above the nose is just never gets old.
It's amazing, bro. That nose, like I said in chat, that nose is far too wide for a mask to fit over it.
Although, honestly, when I have to wear a mask, I wear it below my nose, too, because I'm just doing it so I can go to the fucking store or whatever, like, and I gotta be
No, someone said that it was too big of a nose to put the mask over.
Yeah, that's me. That's my.
That would be a
you
Jamie.
get tested. Oh, hell
Yeah, Nick,
no.
that's my
Oh hell
mobile.
no! Why are we watching Korean stuff?
We're not. I got,
Okay.
yeah. I was digging, and that's about the time I was like, okay, and I turned it off, because I'm like,
Walrus
okay.
is a K-pop stan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, I don't even know who K-pop, I can't name one K-pop person, so.
What is it? BDS, right?
Boycott, divestment, and sanctions is my favorite Korean pop.
They're the cutest.
Princess is like, she jogging all right.
I got these 50 million ballots I gotta do.
50.
I've been working
Don't
12,
let go.
13 hours a day, 7 days a week, y'all.
And got the COVID
Yeah, press an
test.
X to doubt on that.
That's like the worst rapper. 50 ballots.
Because you saw then they bring her
Pretty
in,
valid.
like, from the first video, so they bring her in fucking, the boxes of fucking
Sorry about
ballots
that,
for her to
guys.
fill out and shit. She's like,
Strikes
oh, I
again.
gotta sign today. They ain't always got me signing, but I had to sign today. You know what I mean? Like, translation, I'm gonna fucking sign these ballots. I gotta fill out all these ballots to fucking, you know what I mean? It's fucking
Yeah.
dreaming about it on the goddamn Facebook.
They're getting too bold, man. Blacks don't know how to chutzpah properly.
Yeah.
I feel like, they really feel like the way the media has programmed them is to think that they're doing the good stuff. They're the good guys. They're getting the bad guys out.
They know
They
better
feel
than that.
I think they actually think that they're good people. Like,
You think so?
yeah, I think they've been programmed to think like anybody who's for the Democrats, for like a black VP, they're the good
Getting real
person.
fucking pissed off right now.
Yeah, they get that by
God
any
damn
means
it, I'm fucking doing it.
necessary
They're still fucking
attitude.
doing it.
What?
What?
But they had all
You're-
that.
you're in.
They had that smoke blowing up their ass fucking all summer long and shit about how, oh man, white people bad and black people, they really do, because they think like, oh, it's our time now, blah, blah, blah. You know?
Well, because of
Right,
the
yeah,
celebrities. The celebrities.
They've been like tricked into thinking that they're owed this, right? That white people, the white system is so evil and has kept them down for so long that whatever they have to do is justified.
They really think that they did everything and white people made them
Stole
do
it.
and stole it, basically.
Yeah. It's
They, like,
fucking
really
crazy,
think
man.
that.
And I mean, they're working hard on the kids too. I mean, we talked about that Cartoon Network shit yesterday, and that's only going to get worse. Like, that's only going to continue to proliferate, especially, under a possible Biden-Harris / just Harris administration.
JoJo said something funny. He's like, 50 ballots new single with guest artist COV-19.
Shit.
And shit.
And shit.
That be banging, yo. banging.
Let's see the supervisor of registration. I'm so proud of her.
Don't let the
Yo.
nostrils get dry.
Yo, bitch,
Bro,
you
that
can
was
keep
the
them.
best line.
Don't let them nostrils get dry and supervise
What the
these
fuck
nuts,
does that even
bitch.
mean?
What does it mean?
Don't let them nostrils get dry.
Hey, yo,
I mean, imagine
cocoa
that could
butter?
be if your nostrils were that wide. That could actually be a real problem you'd have. You know.
To get chapped,
I mean,
chapped nostrils.
I can't really
Nostrils?
relate. I can't really relate, but you know.
Yeah, you must get some
They're-
insane airflows up there.
They take their chapstick and like turn it so it sticks out real far, and they just put it up in the nostril and twist it.
But they
Oh
really
my
believe
goodness.
this shit. Oh, white people black people make stuff too. Just white people take credit for it. White
Yeah,
people be
the
stealing it.
insanity. The
you know.
insanity of like the programming, thinking that they're doing the good and that's the thing. Like the lefty mentality is, if you're one of us, if you hate this group of people, you're good.
Yeah.
It's,
And they're the
our
epitome
movement-
of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where they're too stupid to realize that they're stupid.
Yes,
And-
yeah.
And then us,
Exactly.
like our movement is more like we like we like freedom. You love the white race, obviously. I'm not like that doesn't apply to me, but it's more about
You don't
liking-
like the white
you
race?
don't love the white
I
race.
do, but I'm not white.
Blocked
That's what I'm
and
saying.
reported.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
still.
mean,
Are you
are
you Asian?
I'm Indian.
Oh, okay.
I'm brown.
No,
Yeah,
it's South Asian.
It's the female brick.
yeah, female brick. But I'm
Yeah,
morely
just as
The
raised.
More or less,
Dindes.
like, French Canadian. Dindes. I'm more or less French Canadian because I was born and raised here, so my parents have been here for a really long time. But
No, it doesn't count.
Well, yeah, but more so than that, it's there's a very specific tendency towards information and truth, and I don't want to say enlightenment, but you know what I mean, right? Whereas the other side is not interested in that at all.
exactly, it's more like a positive movement in the sense that we want to learn the truth, we want to spread the truth, and we just want people. We don't like them. It's
And
like,
theirs is a negative.
It's-
Theirs is against white people, right? Against
yeah,
a
against
perceived,
things.
yeah.
And I mean, we joke all day long about the Jews and the blacks, but we don't care in the sense that if you don't hate on them, fine, just don't hate on them. If you hate them, you know what I mean? Like the liberty is gone. Like in social justice warriorism, whatever, it's like you're not allowed to be yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes
You
sense.
have to toe the party line or whatever, you know.
It's the social justice warrior thing and the cancel culture from the celebrities and all that is introduced totally to make it a generation of hateful people and thinking that they're good for hating. That's the
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good way to make people think the way that that they want you to. It's a good way to get people to accept the dogma by, essentially, telling them that their life is going to be ruined if they don't.
Exactly. Like you're such a horrible amoral person if you
Which is sorry to interrupt. It's funny because it goes back to that post someone made where they were like, "Oh my God, the online racists are so fucked up. Like they don't even care who you are. They'll accept you as long as you're racist." It is true in a way, I mean, they say, being racist, but it's so much more than that, by their race. When they say racist, it means it in a negative way where it's, based
Right.
on skin color alone. Whereas when we say racist, we know it's race realism,
Race
it's
realist
science.
is really more what it is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they can't understand that, or I don't know. There's some kind of fucking mental block there where they've been brainwashed so hard or indoctrinated so hard, whatever you want to call it.
And this
that they
whole
can't- they
we're
can't
all the
understand
same,
it.
it's just skin color. That doesn't do anybody any good.
yeah.
It's
so funny.
it actually hurts the lower
God
end,
damn
the
it,
lower
no.
spectrum of
Now I can
IQ. You
fucking
know what I
hear
mean?
everybody.
It does.
it's so funny.
And also
like,
on a more fundamental level, I mean, it's not really the difference isn't so much between how we hate or if we hate at all versus how they hate. It's more like they hate themselves and
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, the white privilege thing. Why would anybody feel bad
Yeah,
about them being themselves? It's insanity.
Yeah,
Well, it's not just
liberalism is
whites.
very much a BDSM kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
It's not just whites. Like even like, frankly,
Ethnomasochism. Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do like the whole base black people thing, but like even like blacks on the left have so much lower self-esteem than
Yeah,
blacks on the right. seem
they
to have.
do.
Yeah, that's very.
And like,
That's
frankly,
true,
the
yeah.
only people with high self-esteem on the left, near as I can tell, are Jews.
Yes, and
And
they're
even then,
they're,
it's
they're like
like,
the opposite
eh.
of ethnomasochism. They're ethno-narcissists.
Well,
Right.
and like
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
like
telling
they go to the
somebody
extreme.
that all of your problems stem from somebody else, something outside you, for one, you have no hope of ever solving it because you're completely looking completely wrong direction for how to fix it, and like it totally like, you know, if you don't admit that you're the cause of your problems, you'll never fucking solve them.
Yeah, exactly. It comes with start looking at your own self, like.
Right.
Bro, self-improvement is white privilege.
But narcissism, narcissism
Yes.
is at the root of this movement. I realized that the other day. I mean,
Yeah, this guy on Twitter, I think it was right winger. He had an amazing thread about ethno-narcissism, like breaking it down from World War II to now. It was amazing. I sent it to a lot of my normie conservative friends.
Yeah, and also like people like frankly, especially like white men on the more right wing side, particularly in our sphere of politics, they have much more of a claim, even though I would hesitate on openly embracing this and harping on it, but we have much more of a claim to victimhood than people on the left. Like the mulatto trainee has no claim to victimhood. But you'll see, particularly in our sphere of politics, is that we just have better lives, more in shape. We have children, generally earn more money, or are at least happy in our jobs to a certain extent. These people, they just absolutely hate their lives. That's why they go out and do terrible things to other people. It's like I forget who it was that I heard this from the other day, but they're like the people that kick their dogs when they feel upset. But it's just like instead of their dogs, it's all of society.
yeah, they're just despicable people.
Well, and if you're like a black kid growing up, right, in a black neighborhood and stuff, and you see all the white people have, although good neighborhoods are white neighborhoods, you live in a black neighborhood that's real. Do I really need to describe what a black neighborhood's like? And
Wakanda?
yeah, man, they're inventing unobtainium and fucking.
Dude,
But
when I was young,
Elements.
my family was poor, and I was pretty fucking resentful of people who had more than me. And then I stopped.
well, let me finish my
stopped.
thought. Let me finish
no.
my thought before you go into something.
You paused again. You paused.
It's his style, bro.
Yeah, because I want to make sure I say it right. And plus, you get a pause for dramatic effect. But yes, so like you're a black kid growing up in a black neighborhood, and you see how the good neighborhoods are all white people and all this, and they have what's it called? It creates on a racial level bad self-esteem because you see other people doing better than you, and all your people don't, and so it's a lot easier to blame somebody else than to accept the fact that it's because your people are genetically a certain way that causes them to act like that. But if they did accept that, then they could find ways to overcome it, or at least understand that maybe I don't want to act like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I should check out the way the white people act, and if I try to emulate them, I'll do better.
All right. Pizza has been ordered.
Sweet.
Here we go.
Cheese and mushroom, my friend.
It's all about sausage, green peppers, and onions.
So basically, you just
Salami
you're a
gang
supreme fan.
gang. Salami black olive gang gang.
I was about to say I had
I
pizza
thought
tonight. I had
salami.
pizza.
I thought he said salami gangbang because my fucking internet's so shitty.
If I was gonna do that kind of
What the
party, I
hell
would
are
have
you
stuck my
talking
dick in the mashed potatoes. Shit.
No, we talked about the Hungarian guy a couple nights ago. The salami gang.
I said I had pieces
Brings
tonight too. It
shame
was,
to my
pepperoni,
motherland.
black olives, and feta cheese, yo.
Oh, hey, there we go. Yeah, that's a fine
yeah.
pizza right there.
I just like the margarita, the way the Italians intended it to be.
You just like
Yeah,
margaritas?
those are pretty good.
The basil.
You're
What?
disgusting.
What? Basil
You're
and
disgusting.
fresh mozzarella?
Italians
What the
don't
hell?
know.
Italians don't know.
tomatoes.
Italians don't know how to
Actually,
make
that's-
pizza.
that's-
Italians
not
don't
good.
know how to make pizza.
But yeah, I was gonna say white people are better at making pizza than fucking Italians are. Have you seen how fucking
Oh shit!
just fucking bland
Oh,
Italian
Johnny.
pizza is?
Shots
And
fired.
then you
You
look at
obviously
white
didn't
people
have-
come along and we fucking mass produce it. People are better at everything.
Go to Montreal. Go to Montreal. All the pizza shops are Middle
Fucking
Eastern.
pizza.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Well, some
All the good
are,
ones
but
are.
those are the ones that are like
oh, you get your fucking
Americanized.
pizza and it's fucking burnt. It's fucking
shit, all the
burnt
pi-
like a fucking black man.
all the pizza shops near me are run by Mexicans, so
No, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
the
And then you
real
go
Making
into
flat
a fine
burritos.
establishment like Papa John's or fucking Peter Piper Pizza, and they know how to make a fucking pizza the same way every fucking time because they know what they're doing. You don't have to like go
Papa
knock on some
John's-
secret door and give them a fucking password to get a fucking pizza.
See,
Papa John ate 5 pizzas a day for 365 days. He knows fucking pizza, buddy.
before I
Papa
came
John
out
is the
here,
king.
I was in
Goddamn right he does.
I was in Georgia, but I was
And
in
he's based. He's based.
God
he's
damn it.
fluent in gamer.
Walrus is trying to say something, Johnny. Go on.
I know.
Before I came out here, I was in a predominantly white area, so we had good pizza because the pizza was made by 16-year-old high school students, white ones, and they made damn good pizza.
Yep.
All I can say is that once you've had a pizza in Milano or Rome, you don't eat any more of the pizza that's made here in Canada or the US.
Dude,
jeez,
holy
what a
shit.
ruthless
sorry.
cosmopolitan.
I'm sorry.
My lord.
I gotta interrupt real quick. I'm sorry. Ursula Haverbeck has been sentenced to another year in prison.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
No fucking
Jesus
joke,
Christ.
dude. It hasn't even been a month since she got out.
Oh
Another
my
fucking
God.
year in prison. 92
Fuck
goddamn
Germany.
years old.
Oh Jesus! Seriously?
What happened? What
For
happened?
what now?
Dead, yeah, dude. I mean, unless this
Denying the
person on
Holocaust,
Twitter
I
is
assume.
lying.
Yeah, I assume it's for denying the Holocaust.
Yes, for her. Hold on. It's
Fuck's
in,
fucking
this
sakes.
part's quoted for her stubborn refusal to call Auschwitz a death camp.
Because it wasn't.
Fucking wasn't.
No, yeah, it was not. None of them
And
were.
just in case the
wait,
German
wait,
government
wait.
is listening
So
and I
what-
ever
what is
go to
it- what
visit
is-
there,
what
it
is-
totally was. Sorry, I had to get that
No.
disclaimer out. Go.
What's up, Johnny?
Go.
I'm so confused. Can you guys fucking back up and explain to me what the fuck's going on?
You know who
Uh,
Ursula
yeah,
Haverbeck is?
What's going on here?
Do you know who Ursula Haverbeck is?
No, I don't.
So that's the best place to start.
No, I don't. Sorry, my
it's-
fucking
it's
internet's
a-
slow.
You're cool, dude. It's a 90-year-old woman who refuses to accept the narrative about the Holocaust.
Yeah,
She just
German
got out
woman.
of prison. Yeah, German. Sorry.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
she was in prison for 2 years. Just got out.
It's being reported in Der Spiegel, so it happened.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to the Canadian guy. What's his name?
Is this in Germany?
David.
Yeah. I couldn't have more respect for
Yeah.
this woman, by the way. I'll throw that out there. Absolute fucking queen.
Yeah.
She
She's
got
been
convicted
fighting
due to her
for people
Holocaust
at the end of the
denial,
war.
which in Germany is a criminal offense.
So in Germany, you go to fucking prison for denying the Holocaust.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
do.
it's
It's
been done.
insanity. Yeah.
But and she's like somebody
And
that
we just
would
let
know.
this fucking happen.
We made it happen.
And she's somebody that would know. Her husband, Werner Georg Haverbeck, who during the Nazi period was temporarily engaged in the national leadership of the party, founder and director in 1933 of the German Imperial Federation of Nation and Homeland, as well as writer and publisher, historian, folklorist, and parson of the Christian community. From 1982, he was also a scientific advisor of the Ecological Democratic Party. In November of 2015, at the age of 87, she was sentenced to 10 months imprisonment for Holocaust denial. Several additional convictions in the fall of 2016 led to further such sentences. She has unsuccessfully appealed all sentences. And this is from Wikipedia, so you know.
Yeah, that picture of her when she was young. I don't want to simp for a 92-year-old woman, but man, she was cute.
Or I'll simp for her.
You gotta. I can kind of understand how the Israelis, why that Stalag fiction was so popular.
Yeah.
Here, I can actually
You know what's
put
funny
it on
about
the screen
us?
real quick, because yeah, she was a
I mean, that cigarette. Oh my god, that's like, whew.
yeah.
Oh god, I'm schwitzing.
I'm about to put it on the screen here, because in case anybody doesn't know.
There was
What we're
another type
talking
of like Stalag fiction. There was like a bunch of exploitation films in the like late 60s, 70s in Italy. They treated the Holocaust with the exact amount of reverence that it deserved.
Yeah.
With like Gestapo's last orgy and deported women of the SS special section.
Is that Ursula?
Ilsa,
The
She-Wolf of
Oh,
the SS.
yeah.
Actually, I have a poster of that on my bedroom wall. I'll post a picture of it actually because it's fucking
I know
awesome.
the Italians might not be white, but I do think they are the funniest people in the world.
I will. I've said
that
it before.
her?
And I'll say it again.
Yep,
I think that
is
yeah,
her. In the
I think that Italian
40s.
cinema from like the 70s, 60s, and 80s is the finest, most goyish cinema that you're gonna find outside of like shot on video horror movies.
But yeah, and she was quite based.
Yeah, she's got that like not the modern kind of fucking made up bullshit beauty.
Yeah.
Weren't a lot of petroleum products to spare back then for makeup.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the Canadian guy who got multiple arrests in Canada for denying the Holocaust. I think.
Ernst
Ernst Schaefer?
Zundel.
No,
Prince Zundel.
Ernst
Yeah,
Zundel,
got
yeah.
deported. Got deported from Canada.
no. He wasn't. He's a Canadian, and he wrote a book and he gave lectures. And I posted his lecture, I think, on my pin tweet.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
David something. I'm trying to.
Irving?
Irving.
Yeah, he's
David Irving.
British. Yeah.
He's British, but he was in Canada, and he wrote a really excellent book. And I think
He's banned from Canada now, eh?
yeah. So I found.
Yeah, as he wrote. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I found a YouTube video of him giving a speech about it, and I think it's posted somewhere in my tweet. I just have to find
He
it.
said the thing.
Sorry? David Irving. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Oh,
Jim.
David Irving, yeah.
Yeah, David Irving. And believe it or not, one of the
My
key-
internet's really slow right now, so there's a good delay in my audio.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so the way, believe it or not, I got into that rabbit hole was because of
Yeah, that was a good 15 seconds before you guys actually received what I said.
Fuck, man, motherfucker, I'm trying to say something.
You just gotta plow through, Zara. You just gotta barrel right through.
I can't plow. I'm the receiving end.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
Zara, no.
All right. Can I? All right. So
Yeah, plow.
the reason I got onto that rabbit hole was literally because of
Zara, yes.
fuck, man, you're back.
See what I mean? You just gotta barrel on forward.
So the reason you're killing me. All right, I'm can you mute him while here, man?
All right, let her talk, dude.
So the reason I got onto that rabbit hole
No.
was Motherfucker, man.
Jesus Christ.
Shoot him.
Hey, talk.
We only have 15 minutes left. Okay. So yeah, the reason I got into that rabbit hole was because of the guy who was in Hollywood for the longest time, Film Ninja on Twitter. He said he suggested going down that rabbit hole to find out about, you know, basically the Nazis and all the lies, right? So that's how I started reading about David Irving, basically. But he's pretty based. I don't know what happened to him now, but I don't think he's in prison.
No, he's still got his website. He still sells books. He's pretty old though.
They did arrest him in Austria or Germany.
Yeah, he did get arrested before.
Yeah, he
I
did
remember
time
that.
too.
But
Yeah.
he's out now, and I don't think he hides any, because the only country that will actually put you in jail is Germany, I believe. No other country. No?
There's like 19, 18 countries in Europe that it's like a legit crime to.
Now, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're cool, mate. Go ahead. I was done.
They really go after it in Germany, so that's probably why you think that.
Yeah.
But you can be tried in pretty much any country in Europe and also Canada, to the best of my knowledge. It's also a crime there. And Australia, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but like, it's not as strict as in Germany, I feel.
Yeah, no, Germany is particularly. They'll try you an absentee.
Yeah.
Because like
That's what they've done to Germar Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They will.
Yeah, so
I mean, they
He's a great
fucking.
dude.
Ernst was in Canada talking about it, and they extradited him to Germany to lock him up for it. Basically.
Because they couldn't. They tried to try him here and try to put him in jail here, and they couldn't. Under the Canadian laws, they kept trying to, but they couldn't do it. And so they just extradited him.
Yeah. Well, they said that they deported him for it.
Yeah.
But you know, the irony of all of this is that.
But it was basically
all of us...
extradited, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was the end of it.
So the irony of all of this is that in university, everyone I, was studying with, we all were Holocaust deniers. Like all of us, the Arab guys that I went to school with, the white guys, the French Canadians, we all know that it's BS. But we all also, like, they also had lived in Germany, and we used to always talk about how it can be punished by law, which is insanity for even
spitting
talking
out facts such as the fucking chimney's not even attached to the building.
I mean,
wooden doors, what I mean?
And the whole
Prussian blue. Don't even get started on Prussian blue.
They had fucking windows.
That's why they had to. That's why they had to go after Guillermo Rudolph so hard, is because he had a very crucial piece of like evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Russian blue was Prussian blue was his big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they couldn't refute really his work, so instead they have to resort to like they called him like
those
out
tests,
in bike shorts.
Yeah, when he did those tests, he wasn't even a denier or anything at the time, right? And he was just like, what the fuck? And he sent him to like independent laboratories and shit. Like, didn't tell him what it was.
He was on TDS, the Daily Show once, and he talked all about it. It's fucking fascinating. But yeah, they had to try and like destroy his character. There's like a meme that he was out wearing like little pink like underwear like out in public, but he said that he had like a Speedo that he would bike in so that he didn't get like chafed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so they took that and they like arrested him for it, and then spun it as he's some kind of weird sex pervert.
Yeah.
When he's just like a weird German guy.
Right.
But yeah, that's what they have to do, because they can't really refute the actual his actual work, his actual argument. It's fucking disgusting.
Sorry, I was having a chat with Murray on the side. He's like, it's like Princess is a regular booty bumper.
Yeah, I don't recommend Googling that.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. So I was like, just tell me. See, even Dankeschön doesn't know. Wait.
It's when you stick meth up your butthole.
Oh, that's what we talked about. The
It's
boofer.
boofing. Yeah, we were talking about
The
boofing.
boofing.
Yeah, but that's like with alcohol, right? That's what Kavanaugh was alleged.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the conversations we have.
Yes, I agree with Raid. Do not put drugs in your ass.
If there's any
Drugs do not belong
takeaway
in your
from the
ass.
show tonight, it's don't put drugs in your butt.
Yes.
That's
And
the
Your
moral-
poop chute is exit only.
that's the moral of today's show.
Yeah.
Cannot get content like this anywhere else, folks.
We talk about
It's
the
literally
like
true.
Ursula, and then we talk about boofing.
We talk about all the important things.
We talked about satanic panic and
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Satanic panic.
oh god, it's just
That's the
conspiracy.
Texan
boy.
hammer. Satanic panic is just a lie.
Oh, who took over Murray? Oh my goodness, the Mossad. Where's Johnny's
Stick
gun?
Texan hammer.
Holy crap!
Oh, it sticks is one of those because there's quite a few of these too that like because they read occult books and stuff think that there's no like big groups that like that. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I've talked to a couple people from the OTO or whatever, and they're just da 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 da. I'm like, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
These guys are so funny. Boys would dip tampons in vodka and put it in their bums in high school. What kind of high
What?
school did Dankeschön go to?
Right?
A very regular.
The
high
same
school.
one that Brett Kavanaugh went to.
Yes. He's one of Kavanaugh's boys.
Dude, why can't you be fucking normal and just drop acid in fucking high school like we used to do?
Right?
Jesus.
Like a fucking normal
The
guy.
fucking vodka tampons up your fucking ass.
Tampons. Jesus Christ.
See, these
dude.
fucking kids these days, they're all turning gay. They're turning the frogs gay.
Bro, I would
Excuse
honestly
me.
Wait, Murray, can you
I
do
would
an
honestly
Alex
argue
Jones?
that the boofing is like a psyop, like tricking these kids into being more comfortable with putting things in their butt, you know, but under like the pretense of getting high off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what you can do is you can stick the tampon up your ass, and then you can take it out. And then if you get enough of them, you can make a painting of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. All the used tampons.
You just need one to look like her, don't
And
you?
then the CIA will recruit
shit.
you.
Holy crap.
One used tampon does the job there, buddy.
Dankeschön must, like, yeah, anyway, those guys were weird at her high school. I hope she didn't mate with any of them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's some fucking weird shit, dude.
Old man Honkler in the YouTube chat. It's free if you boof it.
Why isn't Old Man Honkler on the D Live anymore?
Yeah, he was
I think
bouncing
some-
back and forth.
Yeah, I think some people have buffering issues with D-Live sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
love
D-Live doesn't always work that great in some places.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta crank it down to like 360p. But I love D-Live.
Right. I noticed the app works, like the phone app actually works better usually than sometimes the web app. Because, yeah, and it's not your local connection. It's always the,
I needed new nightmare material.
right. Oh, so here's the thing. That federal judge orders the Trump administration to accept new. Wait, is this old? This has to be old.
Oh,
right?
I just saw
This
that it
just
got
happened, right?
shoved into my notifications.
On Friday, federal judge Nicholas Garofis of the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn ordered the Trump administration to immediately restore the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. Wait, but that was created under executive order.
Yep.
So Trump can rescind it anytime he wants. There's no, you know what I mean? Because he can issue another executive order getting rid of it. there's no constitutional basis for it. You know what I mean?
The eternal Greek. Yeah, but I mean, he's a Clinton appointee. Yeah, what else is there to say, really?
And it's it's these activist judges who like don't really care what the law is. They're I can order it different if I want to,
Not saying that it would have been any better if he was a Bush appointee. They make terrible decisions too, but
oh yeah, I mean, like as if there was a difference between the Bushes and Clinton and Obama. You know what I mean?
He served as Assistant Attorney General in the Litigation Bureau of the New York State Attorney General's office under Attorney General Louis J. Lefkowitz. And
I got some.
He was counsel to Queensborough President Claire Shulman.
We got some tinfoil hat stuff here, guys. If you're interested in that,
Yes.
some UFO shit.
Please.
Leaked reports from Pentagon UFO Task Force discuss non-human technology and mysterious objects. 2 classified reports from the Pentagon's task force used to detect, analyze, and catalog UFOs have been leaked, both of which includes photos of unidentified objects. Defense news website thedebrief.org has published the reports, including an October 16th, 2019 email exchange between... Here, let me actually go to this. This will be more interesting. Oh, come on. Stupid fucking... Of course, that website takes forever to load, so let me see. But this doesn't show the pictures and shit. But I got some thoughts about that. Wait. You guys here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody got quiet for a minute.
They got
That doesn't
quiet.
happen often.
I was
now
looking at
now
the
you're
pizza.
doing it too.
I was looking at the pizza. Sorry. I got hungry all of a sudden for pizza.
Where's the...
So Trump finally got his Dow 30K too. Sorry, not to go off topic, but I just noticed that.
Supposedly they got pictures, but I don't see anything. See, I think this is all like a psyop anyway, because like there's been all these mysterious leaks from fucking the Pentagon for the past couple years, where they keep putting out little bits of shit, you know what I mean? Which stuff like this doesn't just leak out of the Pentagon, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And I'm not sure what their end game is. Maybe some Project Blue Book shit. Anybody know what that is?
Blue Beam or Blue Book?
Blue Beam. Blue Beam is what I
Yeah.
meant.
I was like Blue Book.
Yeah.
That's like Kelly
I'm
Blue Book.
vaguely familiar with it.
That's where their idea is that they want to like
Time travel?
No, Blue Beam is basically to fake an alien invasion.
All right.
So you
It's
can
like holograms and shit.
Yeah, holograms and whatever else. I mean, they probably do have flying saucers because there was the Diglaka and So that type of technology does exist.
Yeah, you remember the hologroid from earlier this year?
Yep,
geez.
the hologroid.
Big brother.
Tupac did
somebody
a
put
show
the,
at Coachella, I remember, a couple years ago.
Somebody put the Benny Hill theme to the sped up version of that election fraud video.
Nice. Very classy.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Well, everybody knows that aliens aren't real because space is fake.
Space is fake and gay.
And well, of course. Pretty much everything's gay.
Are you a flat
space is also
flat
fake.
earther? Flat earther.
Wait, I mean, are you a roundy?
No, I got. I'm not gonna comment, but like, I figured the people who deny space are flat earthers.
Sphere cuck. We got a sphere cuck in the call, guys.
Oh yeah, we live in a dome.
It's called the firmament. Okay, please get your
There,
phone.
thank you.
I was like,
Jeez.
I'm rounding you up. Like I'm rounding, like you know, like.
That's something I never took very seriously for sure. But I was joking the other day. Somebody had posted, I think it was the Weather Reaper or something. They had posted like a satellite shit of no, it wasn't the Weather Reaper. But somebody had posted a satellite shit of fucking over Antarctica and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I was joking. I'm like, what did they radar scan the whole ice wall?
Well, all you guys are retarded. Everybody knows that the Earth is an icosahedron, so suck it, you flatters and rounders.
It's a torus,
I can't-
bro.
I can't even pronounce that, yet alone spell it.
It's a 20-sided object.
Icosahedron.
God is just playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we're just one of the die.
God is a nerd.
Oh, did you guys see the Chinese doing the flag on the moon? Speaking of this type of shit.
Oh yeah, I ran across it, but I didn't click on it. What was that about?
Dude, it looks so goddamn fake. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I didn't click it. I thought it was like a shit post or something.
Oh,
they get,
apparently that's they're putting out as that's what it is. I was like, dude, they're not even fucking trying anymore.
Did they get the Chinese knockoff Kubrick to do the video?
Kubrick.
Yeah. So it's Japanese.
Kubrick.
See, the Japanese could pull that off. Chinese, not so much.
Stanley Kubrick.
He's Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley. Sorry, I'll stop.
See, you keep doing the Japanese.
I could do that. I could say names in that like one very particular voice.
Yeah. You're for the Chinese. You gotta go Stanley.
Oh, a Stanley.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
work with a Chinese guy who sounds like somebody doing like a stereotypical making fun of Chinese people voice.
Base.
It's hilarious.
The funny thing is, he doesn't have an accent. He just goes to work. He's like, "Hi, I'm gonna fuck these guys all day." Oh,
I can't understand
So sorry.
a word this fucking guy says.
Yeah, in reality, he sounds like Jacob.
What are you trying to say, bro?
Uh-oh.
You're actually
You have a
Chinese.
very quiet voice. Yeah.
Oh, you guys seen that one comedian? He's like really Chinese or whatever, but he has a really deep Southern accent.
No, I'm not familiar.
Is that the guy who does like the posing in front of the rebel flag with the hat and the sword and shit?
No, that's a different guy. But that guy's funny too. That's Hank Yu that you're talking about. No, he's some comedian, and he has like a very Southern accent. He gets up there and he's like, "How y'all doing?" Didn't expect me to talk like this, did you?
Pretty funny. Every time he did that, he goes, "We all actually talk like this."
I think you
when y'all ain't looking. Oh, quick! Another one of them wet folk coming. Oh, I saw. Nice to see you. Ah.
I saw.
I always want that to be this. I always want to find out that somebody's like an entire race of people are just fucking with us.
Yeah, you mean the
Well,
reptilians?
there is one actually.
No. I mean,
It's
like
not
in
in
a
a fun, whimsical way.
yeah, in a friendly way. I mean, in a friendly way.
Cowboy Asian. What's Princess talking about?
Dude, CBC News apparently actually put out some. Hold on, I gotta find this.
Yeah, can you put it up?
Have you guys seen that A Wyatt Man spoof cartoon where it's like with Jews you win, and the Jews like, you want some free money, goy? It's just stupid. I don't know.
Far-right groups may try to take advantage of pandemic, Watchdog says. This is from April, but...
Wait, what's the? Are you reading the CBC thing?
Yeah, well, because it was just a screenshot. It's like CBC News. This racist group chat uses the N-word, homophobic slurs.
Is that us?
Probably.
Wait, they're talking about us?
Wait, are we?
Oh
famous?
god, they're onto us.
So I'm trying to
Bro.
find it.
Shit.
So I'm trying to find it to see if I can find the actual here. CBC.ca. Let's see.
Jesus, CBC is such a fucking cuck shithole of a fucking. Oh. You think CNN's bad?
Transgender teen on why dead naming Elliot Page is harmful. God. Fuck. You guys pay for this with your taxes, dude.
Fucking tell me about it.
Dude, NPR is no better. We got no room to talk.
Oh my God. Biden
Oh,
officially
yeah, I guess
secures enough electors to become U.S. president. Like, no, he didn't.
No.
No.
Did anything happen on that front today? Just as like a quick rundown.
Yeah, like fucking the Governor Kemp in Georgia ordered a audit because of all that shit, and fucking Raffensperger admitted that the security footage shows that ballots being were unlawfully and secretly counted and shit. So there's definitely shit with that.
Does
Here.
anybody actually?
I can
suggest-
run. I think there was more too. It's hard to keep up and remember what happened what day because it all comes so fast. But I can do this.
I'm still pretty black-pilled about it, guys. Sorry to say. I just feel like I don't know.
Trump
I don't know how
campaign
he's gonna
files
pull it
lawsuit to
off.
throw out the Georgia election and order a new election to be conducted in the presidential race.
He's got to flip another state though too. He's got to flip Pennsylvania and another state.
Well, I'm getting there, and it was just one headline. Over 76 members of the PA legislature signed a letter asking Congress to reject Pennsylvania's electors.
All right.
And there's like Michigan was looking pretty good too. Arizona, there was stuff in Arizona. There was stuff in Nevada.
I thought the most obvious example was with that's where the fraud meme with the graph comes from, was from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
That shit was just fucking.
I think Wisconsin's another one that's probably going to flip. I mean, all the ones that were in question.
Wait, did you just say the Arizona thing about federal lawsuit?
Arizona. Oh wow.
I just tuned out for a second.
Arizona House Speaker claims they can't enforce Constitution, won't commit to calling legislative hearing. It's from National File.
I haven't seen a
Call for an immediate and expeditious. Arizona House Speaker Rusty Bowers claims the state cannot enforce the Constitution regarding electors and won't commit to calling a legislative hearing. Was one of the top Arizona legislators who on Friday called for an immediate and expeditious forensic audit of the. In Arizona they called for a forensic audit of the Dominion voting machines and software used in Maricopa County.
Shows us Arizona governor and SOS State Hobbs served with federal lawsuit for certifying fraudulent election by Sidney Powell and Arizona GOP. And here's a copy of the action. I'll put that in the. I'm not reading this all right now. I'll link the Fren report. So there's some shit happening now.
Yep. It always happens towards the end of the show. I noticed there's a lot of that.
Yeah. It's like they know.
We're getting news cucked.
Right. Arizona's trying to say that, like, Arizona lawmaker says Governor Rhino Doug Ducey knowingly signed a fraudulent document request recall for state certification because they're saying, oh, since it's certified, we can't fucking even if we find fraud, we can't do anything, and that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna skedaddle.
Yeah, I'm heading out too.
Yeah,
Doodles.
it's about that time to shut her down anyway. I
Oh,
want to go through these
did you-
headlines real quick.
Did you guys talk about the possible assassination of an Israeli?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Tel
that's
Aviv?
what we
Okay.
opened up with. I mean, it's only possible, so who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll just fill him with adrenochrome and foreskins, and he'll be back running.
yeah. What are you saying? They're just giving him a regular Friday night.
Oh, a Democratic mayor in upstate New York was arrested on drug charges on Tuesday after he threw a
Shit.
bag of crack cocaine out of his car window during a police pursuit.
Is he black?
Shit.
No, he's a white
Sounds
guy.
like it.
Oh, we
Ooh,
got a
white
Rob
guy.
Ford here, huh?
Yep.
Oh, he's
Timmy
fucking
Courier.
transracial.
He, uh, Georgia Secretary of State acknowledges ballots were counted unlawfully and in secret. Oh, what
Yeah,
the
but-
fuck? This is, how did we not get? How did I miss this? Garden City, Michigan funeral home has settled a 6-year-old lawsuit filed by a former employee after the funeral home refused to allow a biological male employee who was transitioning to female to dress as a woman while at work. They had to pay a $250,000 settlement.
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ.
Fuck, dude.
That's what I mean. These people have no claim to victimhood at all.
Yeah, no,
Fuck
the
this.
exact opposite. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's fucking piss earth, dude.
But
Yeah.
their hormones are so out of whack that they're fucking miserable and want to kill themselves, and they don't
Right.
realize that that's what the thing is.
Well, they're
You know?
mentally
Yeah.
ill to fucking begin
And what's-
with, right?
Because it's a
What's
fucking
hilarious-
mental illness.
Yeah, what's funny is they, the whole denial of like gender and shit. It's like, well, then what do you need hormone blockers for?
Boom.
Right. Well, Biden was trying to say he's Catholic. The former Philly Archbishop says Biden is not full communion with the Catholic Church.
Because of the abortion thing, right?
Well,
That's usually
that would
what
have
they
to be
say.
a big part of it for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, but he talks about palms. Everybody's favorite book of the Bible, palms.
Is that what
Yo,
he said?
palms.
Yeah.
Oh, my
If you
Lord.
Book
if
of
you ain't
Palms.
reading palms, you ain't black.
Right? We be reading palms and shit.
That's actually Palms, verse 27. Or I fucked that up, but yeah, you get it.
We be reading
And the Lord
palms
said, and the
shit.
Lord said, shit, we was kings.
Reading from the book of First Kings.
First Kings.
The Book of Tyrone.
Right? That's where it says Jesus was black, is in the Book of Palms and First Kings.
No, it says something else, but I can't say it on air. Shit.
Shit.
Jesus was balling, yo.
It
He was
said
slanging them
Said
rocks.
Jesus was black and shit.
Yeah. Well, all right, boys. Have a good night.
Yeah, I figure I should probably shut her down now.
Don't forget the chest, Walrus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I'll do
Oh, there
the
we
chest
go.
real
Fucking
quick.
Murray looking out.
Don't forget the shekels.
You know I want
Don't
my
forget the
11
shekels, boys.
Yeah, that's the only reason he showed up tonight.
Yep.
Had to make sure that the shekels came out.
He's like, oh, you're gonna do the shekels. So,
Jojo, I'm sorry, real quick. Jojo in the chat. Commandment 1: moisten thy nostrils.
don't let your nostrils be dry and shit. So, what did we learn tonight, folks? No drugs in your butt.
Keep your nostrils moist.
Keep your nostrils moist.
Space is fake and gay.
The important
space.
lessons.
Right.
But in space.
But in space.
Tonight's lessons: do drugs in your butt, love you, and space is totally real.
And then the Lord saith, keepeth thy nostrils dry, or moist. Woe unto he who lets his nostrils dry. I'm going to hit this chest now.
Oh God, give me them rewards.
Give me them rewards. Murray's over here rubbing his hands.
Shit, I need to get another pack of Newports. I better get me some.
We need some Newports.
I hear 1,000 hands rubbing in the distance.
Damn Newports. You're an honorary black man.
I'll be right back, kids.
All right.
20 years later.
Jamie got the big
Bro.
M50.
Woo!
JoJo got 29.4, Mazzy got 21.5, Murray got 17.3, and Ray got 14.6. So,
Hands rubbing.
y'all want to give me my
Nice.
shekels back?
Somebody else was doing that. I swear to fuck, I heard that in the background. Somebody doing that.
Oh yeah, that was me.
I was like, great minds think alike.
I put my hands right up to the mic and just started rubbing.
All right. With these ice creams I'm getting back, I think
Hey,
at least
I
got
just
as
fucking
many as
figured
I
out where
put in the
global
chest
warming's
bag,
coming
so.
from. Just figured out where global warming is actually coming from.
It's centered around Israel.
The friction of rubbing hands.
Honkler says, butt drugs are fine as long as your nostrils ain't dry.
Just ask St. George. Yo.
St. George. Oh, the fentanyl.
The patron saint of fentanyl.
Murray Cohen says this is going to the Holocaust Fund.
It's actually going to resubscribe in about a month.
Are we are we taking up a fund to do a Holocaust? Oh, sorry,
That's what I was
sorry.
taking it as.
Dude, one of my scams that I might want to run one day is starting a Holocaust education foundation that just exclusively like prints David Irving and Gemma Rudolph shit.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Go to like the most Jewish areas of LA and New York and try and solicit donations for the Holocaust Education Foundation.
Oh my God, that's actually an amazing idea.
Imagine getting them to pay for it. That'd be fucking
Just use it to
phenomenal.
sell like Thomas Dalton and Carlo Matania books.
Yup. We're just
Yeah, we
trying
wanna-
to counteract false news about the Holocaust. That's all.
Yeah, we want to publish Holocaust education books to be donated to all libraries and schools across North America.
This is a grift I can get behind.
We're gonna start with the pamphlet. Did 6 million really die?
The answer, of course, is yes. But if you pay $100, the answer will be double yes.
To find
All right,
out,
gents,
send
I'll see you tomorrow.
$19.99 to.
And it comes with some good goy points. You get some good goy shekels.
All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Same friend time, same friend channel.
Hail victory, brothers. Good night.
Hail victory. HH.
All right. Well, I wake up early in the
the state of Texas won't let me in. I ain't gonna be here long. Not after it, I'm going. I ain't gonna be here long, oh Lord. I ain't gonna be here long. But my heart it sure ain't pumping like it used to do. Lord knows I bump my leg and it turns black and blue. Yes, it does. Now they say that it's unhealthy the way that I live. My liver's gone, my lungs are shot, my heart's about to give. But I ain't gonna let that bother me, no. 'Cause I'm drinking, smoking, gun to rebel son. I ain't gonna let that bother me, none, oh Lord. 'Cause I'm drinking, smoking, gun to rebel son. I ain't gonna